Why? It's been almost a year since the Matsu Miners took the field. Nothing's working, dude. It's been almost a year since the Matsu Miners took the field. And they looked, I guess, in the final time in 2014, it was a loss in Game 2 of the top of the World Series, the Alaska Goldpanners. Tonight, the Goldpanners made their journey from Fairbanks to Palmer for the first time of the season between the Miners and the Goldpanners. There's been a light rain throughout the day here in Palmer, but conditions are improving as we look to play baseball tonight here in Palmer. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska. Happy 4th of July to you all. Kyle Howard here with you tonight alongside my broadcast partner, Kevin Peel. We'll have all the play-by-play action for you tonight. The scenario is the same for the Miners since these two teams faced off last year in the top of the World Series, as the Miners lead the NL division by 4.5 games. For the Goldpanners, things have changed a little, sitting in last place of the AL division currently, 2 games behind division leader, the Peninsula Oilers. Kevin, the Goldpanners have a difficult task at hand tonight at facing the Matsu Miners, who have won 4 straight and own the ABL's best record of 16-4. What do the Goldpanners need to do tonight to get back on track after dropping their last game 18-4 to the Oilers?
Well, tonight the Goldpanners really need to drop this game and forget about that. That's one of those that you really have to reset, a tough one to swallow, losing 18-4, especially in the last game of a series like that. Never want to have to lose like that, but I do know that this is a team that has a lot of talent, and they're a team that every year is competing and grinding hard. The record maybe doesn't show it as much this year, but this team really has been a solid staple in this league and has been able to succeed in a lot of different levels of this league and win a lot of championships, including the past 2. So when you look at it, it's a team that's had a bit of a rough start, and I think maybe that game kind of signified a bit how tough of a start it has been for them, but they have a lot of growing to do, I think, and they're going to have a chance to do that tonight here in this game, as they've been at home a long time, playing games. So maybe this is a nice fresh start for them. They've been playing a lot of double headers recently too. They've been playing a lot of travel teams, but now they're starting to get adjusted finally into ABL play, and that might help them as much as anything tonight.
After the Miners were able to score 23 runs on 29 hits over the last 3 games against the Chinooks, they were held to just 2 runs on 6 hits against one of the league's best pitchers in Aaron Soto on Thursday night, but were still able to hand Soto his first loss. Kevin, what does Thursday night's performance show you about the Miners as a team?
That no matter what situation they're in, no matter how tough of a performance they have to face from a starter or from a lineup, this team can handle it. I think that's what we're seeing from this team. Aaron Soto really gave us some of his best stuff that he's probably pitched all year on Thursday night, and still the Miners were able to prevail 2-1 in that game in a very tough, hard-fought game. They were still able to pull off the win. So when you look back on it, it's very impressive for the Miners to be able to do that. And when you look at it, Calvin LeBrun had a good start that night, but not maybe his best stuff, and still came out, still pitched, only gave up 1 run, few hits, and made made a tremendous start for himself, even though he maybe didn't have his best stuff the other night. So now he's going to turn to his teammate tonight, Kyle, to see if they can go out and get another W and keep this winning streak going.
And tonight, the Miners turn the ball over to right-hander Eli Morgan, a teammate of LeBron's at Gonzaga. He attempts to win his league-leading 4th game tonight. His last one was a 7-inning, 3-hit shutout of the Chinooks back on June the 26th. To this point, he's still not allowed a run on the year in his 3 starts or 1 relief appearance. What does he need to do tonight to continue that success and his dominance on the hill this year?
Well, I think he needs to come out and pitch his game. I think the only thing that we've really been concerned about with Eli is maybe a lot of pitches and a lot of batters being able to have and manufacture long at bats against Eli Morgan. That is literally the only thing that we could say we've been concerned about, because he has been dominant and his pitches have been fantastic. So when you look at it, he has got to go out and just keep pitching his game. He's very confident right now. He's got all his pitches working. We see him working hard in the bullpen sessions with pitching coach Matt Greeley on a daily. In fact, you and I got to go watch one the other day, and he was really pitching with effectiveness, and Matt Greeley watching the entire way, it gave him an opportunity to improve even more. So when you look at that, Eli Morgan's just got to come out, pitch his game tonight once again. And as long as he keeps pitching his game, it looks like this league really can't beat him, because he's been so good so far, Kyle.
That he has been. We'll have to see how he takes the hill tonight against the team he hasn't faced yet. He's the only pitcher on the staff to have faced every team the Miners have played to this point. Take a short break down. When we come back in a moment, we'll have more of the pregame show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. I sit down with Miners relief pitcher Trent Thompson is next, right here on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Game profile brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Kyle Howard here with you, along with Trent Thompson, a right-handed pitcher for the Matsu Miners. How you doing today, Trent?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. Trent, you've been on a roll so far since you've been here, not allowed to run so far in relief. How does that feel to come out here and dominate so far?
Feels pretty good. I feel like out here it's so much more just stress free. Just kind of go out and have fun, and I don't know. I love it so far.
And well, you said a stress-free environment. What ways so far? Has it been so stress-free for you?
I don't know. I'm not. I haven't really just been. I haven't been thinking about anything. I've just kind of been going out on the mound and having fun, pitching against a couple of teammates from back at school, and I don't know. Pretty cool.
You come out here to Alaska from Florida. Has the climate been any different for you since you've been up here? Has it been an adjustment for you at all?
Yeah, it's cold compared to Florida. Florida doesn't get very cold very often, and obviously the weather's been pretty great the last couple of weeks. But when we got here, it was pretty cold, and the whole scenery of mountains and stuff is pretty different.
So, what's your favorite thing you've been able to do since you've been out here in Alaska so far?
I went deep sea fishing for halibut, which was pretty awesome, and then the glacier was pretty sick.
How many fish did you catch? Did I ask with the halibut fishing you did? Was it something that you've never known before, first of all, and something that you get out there?
Yeah, I've never been fishing, obviously, out here in Alaska. And even back home, I don't really go deep sea fishing.
Really?
So that was a different experience. We caught probably 20 or 30 fish. It was pretty fun.
And a 16-4 start so far for this team. You talk about all the fun you're having outside of the field, but on the field, it's got to be a fun time for you guys out there as well. 16-4. Have you ever been out to start that good for any team you played for before?
Yeah, we actually at school this year started out pretty hot, similar to this. Definitely a lot more fun when you're coming out and winning games. It's actually pretty awesome how well this team has bonded in just like a short period of time. Especially you have kids in here from rivalry schools back at home, and it's cool to see like different schools come together and like have so much fun together on the field over the summer.
Yeah, and you're also down there on the field during batting practice. You get ground balls and fielders. Sometimes you get a little hard time out there. Specifically, Niles and Anchorage, you guys go back and forth a lot. What's it like for you to be able to bond like that and just to be able to heckle your teammates like that?
It's definitely fun. Like I mean, a lot of times, I mean, you can have those teams where you come together and you have a bunch of different people with a bunch of new faces, and it's kind of hard to like get along, get some people out of their shells and stuff. But this team has like there was never like even day one everybody was messing with each other, and it was just like everybody clicked. It's been really fun so far.
And what's been your favorite part of this team specifically so far in your time here?
Probably just how much fun we have together. Like there's never a dull moment. There's always people like playing jokes on other people, and just I don't know. Everybody bonds really well, and it's always fun. There's never really a dull moment.
Sure. Tell us a little bit something about yourself that maybe we might not know about you. A small fact or some tidbit or something that we might not know about Trent Thompson.
That I do fish a lot back home. I take people on fishing charters back home, inshore fishing. So outside of baseball, probably every day that I'm home I'm out on the water fishing.
So it's a good place for you then.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, now you know a little bit more about Trent Thompson. Trent, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Trent Thompson's been dominant on the hill so far this year. You can continue that again tonight as the Miners take on the Goldpanners. Looking to see you out there tonight. Good luck to you tonight, Trent.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more of the pregame show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts in a moment. Listen to Mat2 Miners Baseball, the Mat2 Miners Radio Network. Welcome out, everybody, to the 4th of July matchup between the Matsu Miners and the Alaska Goldpanners. Kyle Howard here with you alongside Kevin Peel tonight. And we're going to go ahead and give you the starting lineups tonight as we're about set for baseball, starting out with the host, or the visiting, the Alaska Goldpanners, starting things off and leading off is the center fielder Matt Jolich. Batting second and playing right field, Evan Castellato. Batting third, the DH, Rene Martinez. The catcher will be Brian Lees. He bats cleanup tonight. Batting fifth and at first base, Austin Bush. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, Spencer Nielsen. First pitch in there for a called strike. And we're underway to Jelich. Nate Verlin will bat seventh and play left field. Malik Jones will play third base, and he'll bat eighth. And batting ninth and playing second base is Nathan Reynolds. Fastball in there for a called strike again. It's an 0-2 count now to Matt Jelich. The wind and the delivery. Curveball missed the edge here. 1-2 strike count now to Jelich. As the lefty Jelich digging in against the righty Morgan. Here's the first pitch. Ground ball to the first base bag. Fielded by Nishioka. Nice play in the hole to field and throw and get Morgan out. Or get Morgan to catch the ball, make that as he crosses first base and gets the out. Morgan loses his hat. There's a collision involved by Jelich and Morgan at first base. They're going to check to make sure Morgan's okay. Appears to be. But score that a 3-1 put out. So now quickly, one man out for Morgan. Now the one out batter be the right fielder, Evan Castellato. Castellato waits the first pitch for Morgan here. Fastball gets the edge. It'll be an 0-1 count now. Eli Morgan is the pitcher on the hill so far. Has not allowed a run in his outings. He's delivered the first pitch of the knees for a called strike. 1-1 count. Line drive back to the box, base hit. Castellato has the first hit of the evening. So a one-out batter reaches here. That's Castellato, another hit for him. And now a runner stands on first base for Rene Martinez, the league's leading hitter. In batting average, at least.
Yeah, he's been a threat every single time that he has been up at the plate. Essentially, his average was just below 500 for a good portion of the start of this season. Finally starting to average out to a little more, but he's been great.
As Morgan delivers a first pitch strike on a curveball on the outside edge. Your defensive alignment for the Miners, Chris Hall in right, Brick Paskowitz in center, Vance Vizcaíno out in left, across the infield, Tanner Nishioka at first, Niles Nygaard at second, Tyler Wolf at short, Jed Fagg at third, and your battery of Eli Morgan on the hill and J.J. Hancock behind the count or the plate tonight as he 0-2 curveball in there for a called strike there and a swing and miss. So now Rene Martinez behind the count, no balls and 2 strikes. And field a double play depth with one out here in the inning against the right-handed hitting Martinez. A swing and a miss and a fastball. Eli Morgan gets strikeout number 1 of the night for him. So after allowing a one-out base hit, he strikes out Rene Martinez swinging. That's the league's leading batting average hitter. So now 2 men gone and make that for Brian Lees.
Good at bat from Morgan. Just got way ahead in the count early and able to slam it down for the strikeout.
Slaps this one foul on the first pitch fastball down the right field line. 0-1 count on the catcher, Lees. Lees on the season, a .279 hitter. No home runs, 3 knocked in. He does have 3 doubles to go with that. Morgan comes set and delivers home. Swing and a miss. And now Morgan ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Mentioned now 3 starts for Eli Morgan. He is not allowed to run in any of them. Last one, he went 7 innings, allowed just 3 hits to the Chinooks, and his 3rd one of the season. He's tied for the league lead with his teammate Calvin LeBron. Here's the 0-2.
Pop down the right field line. Chris Hall giving chase toward the line, and foul ground will make the catch to end the inning. So 1 hit, 1 left. We head to the bottom of the first inning. The Miners coming to bat. It's 0-0 here at Herman Brothers Field, right here on your Matsu Miners Radio Network. Matsu Miners baseball right here in your Matsu Miners Radio Network as we enter the bottom half of the first inning. No score here as the Miners allowed a base hit off the bat of Castellato to straightaway center field. That was the only hit of the inning as he was left stranded on first base. But now we're in the bottom half of the first inning where we'll go ahead and give you the starting lineups for the Matsu Miners. Leading off and playing center field, Brick Paskowitz. Batting second and playing shortstop, Tyler Wolf. In left field tonight, batting third will be Vance Vizcaino. Matt DiOrio will hit cleanup and play the DH tonight. Niles Nygaard gets a start at second base. He bats fifth. Tanner Nishioka bats sixth and plays first base. He's been red hot at the plate recently. J.J. Hancock's behind the plate tonight. He's catching. And Jed Fagg is at third base, batting eighth. Chris Hall rounds out the batting order at number 9 and playing right field. First pitch from Dylan Moran is right at the knees for a called strike. Moran, the big, tall righty. 6'3", 175-pound sophomore from Concordia University at Irvine. Swinging and missing a curveball, and it's an 0-2 count on Paskowitz. On the season, Moran is 1-1 with a 2.81 earned run average. He's pitched in 3 games, with 3 of those being starts. He has worked 16 innings, allowed 16 hits, struck out 9 and walked 6 this year. And a fastball taken outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Paskowitz. Paskowitz standing in from the left-handed side of the batter's box. Here's a pitch. Popped up, going down the third base line. Out of play, though. A foul ball or home run does damage to your car. Visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're at Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Rick Paskowitz now waiting the 1-2. He ground this one back up the middle. That will go off the mound and enter center field for a base hit. Paskowitz starts off the game here in the bottom of the first inning with a base hit for the Miners. He continues his tear. So that'll bring up Tyler Wolf, who is the one-out batter now, or the no-out batter, make that.
First time we're seeing Tyler Wolf this year starting in that 2-hole, but they really like the way he's been hitting recently. Really solid with the bat in his past few games.
Rick Paskowitz, who came into the night hitting around 400 at 382. Gets a base hit to start things here. Now Tyler Wolf, who bats an even 200, steps to the plate. He has 5 runs knocked in as well as he squares around a bunt but pulls back, takes a pitch high for a ball. Vance Vizcaino stands on deck. As the right-hander Moran comes set. He's ready with the 1-0. Now he'll throw over to first base and back safely goes Brick Paskowitz. Paskowitz with 2 stolen bases on the season. A little bit of speed over there in first. Here's a pitch. Curveball misses high. The throw back over from the catcher is back safely goes Brick Paskowitz. Your defensive alignment tonight for the Panthers: Brian Castellato in right, Matt Jelilich in center, Nate Verlin in left, Austin Bush at first, Nathan Reynolds at second base, Spencer Nielsen at shortstop as Tyler Wolf fouls this one away down the right field line. Malik Jones plays third base tonight. And your battery of Brian Lease behind the plate and Dylan Moran on the hill tonight. Now a 2-1 count coming on the shortstop, Tyler Wolf. The runner on first base, nobody out. No score here at Herman Brothers Field. Here's a pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. It'll be a 3-1 count now on the shortstop. Coming set with it now is Moran. Throw back over again is throw over for Paskowitz. Paskowitz types back safely. Here's a pitch. Fastball misses inside on to first base with a walk. The second consecutive batter to reach to start the game. That's Tyler Wolf on first with the walk. So now that'll bring up Vance Vizcaino. Vance having a nice year for himself as well. An even 300 batter. He's doubled 4 times, tripled twice, and driven in 8 runs. Also reached base 6 times via walk. (2014) at Concordia. This one fouled down the left field line on a play. But 2014 with Concordia, Dylan Moran was 2-0 in 6 appearances, including 4 as a starter, with a 2.96 earned run average and 27 1/3 innings pitched. He struck out 17 batters and allowed 8 walks that year as well. Now he's 0-1 count here to Vance Vizcaino. The infield playing in the grass. Here's a pitch. Ground ball back up the middle again. That's off the glove of the second baseman, Nathan Reynolds. That goes into center field. Rounding third coming around to score for run number 1. And just the third batter of the game. That's Brick Paskowitz. 1-0 lead off the bat of a single given from Vance Vizcaino. Twice now the ball's been grounded back up the box to display a run now. And number 9, the RBI count for Vance Vizcaino now. So now that'll bring up Matt DiOrio. DiOrio, a 378 hitter, no homers and 7 RBIs. He lined this one to deep right center field. That one is going to fall in the gap and go all the way to the wall. Chasing Tyler Wolf's tail at third base is Vizcaino. He'll be waved around too. 2 runs will come around to score, and the double in the gap. Matt DiOrio gives the Miners a 3-0 lead. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. It was a hanging fastball that got a little too much to the plate. And Matt DiOrio made him pay, hitting it between the right fielder Castellato and Matt Jelilich, who dove for the ball out in center field. The ball got all the way to the wall. A double here, plates 2 more runs for the Miners. It's 3-0 here in the first inning over the Goldpanners. So now Niles Nygaard bats with the runner on first base. First pitch misses inside for a ball. 3 of the first 4 hitters of this game have scored for the Miners. Still nobody out. All 4 have reached base. Fastball gets the outside edge against Nygaard. Niles on the season, a 286 hitter. 5 doubles, 1 triple, and 3 knocked in. Like to drive in his 4th right here with Matt DiOrio standing 180 feet away with nobody out here in the inning. Here's a pitch from Moran. Chop foul and goes back to the screen. Again, this is the first time these 2 teams have faced each other since that top of the World Series matchup last year where the Goldpanners would sweep both games. Now the Miners with a little vengeance here. 3 runs here in the bottom of the first inning. This one's slapped fouled on the first baseline. That's going to the Miners bullpen. Eli Morgan spotted a 3 spot at least so far. The Miners still batting with nobody out. And Diorio standing on second. Nygaard has had a very good year so far this year. As Moran comes set, looks back Diorio at second. Now he delivers home. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. So a 2-2 count now on Nygaard. Doesn't get much easier in this batting order either. Tanner Nishioka might be the hottest hitter in this lineup right now. Stands on deck. Here's a 2-2. Popped up in the air to right field. Castellato moving toward the line will have a beat on it. Retreating back to second base goes Diorio. He decided not to tag and would see if the ball would fall. So one man gone here in the inning, 3 already across. Diorio retreats back to second base.
And finally for Dylan Moran, a bit of the nightmare has been quelled, at least temporarily, getting Niles Nygaard, very dangerous hitter, to fly out to right. But so far this game has been on the same track as that tough game on Thursday night against the Oilers. Already 3 on the board for the Miners, only 1 out, and they're looking for more here in the bottom of the first.
Curveball misses up and away to Tanner Nishioka. Talked about how good of a start he's had and was sitting on the bench for a long time, but has gotten a lot of starts recently because he's now hitting .432. So he digs back in. This one popped up down the right field line. We'll see if there's room out in right field for Castellato. It's a long run for him. He can't get to it. It goes toward the Miners' bullpen. So now a 1-1 count on Nishioka. The last 7 days for Tanner Nishioka have been great for him. He's 6 for his last 9. That includes 2 doubles, a triple, and 7 runs knocked in. What a week he's had.
And has really, with his efforts, found his spot in this starting lineup. With how good he's hitting the ball, you can't ignore those numbers. How can you sit a guy who's pounding the ball like he has been so far?
He's been hitting the cover off it, undoubtedly. As he fouls this one off his foot, he goes down to the ground. We'll hope he's okay. Still on the ground, but I believe he's going to walk this one off. Manager Ben Taylor going to go check him out. He's going to go run around now, actually. Ben Taylor just saying a few words to him. He's smiling at him, so it appears Tanner Nishioka is going to be okay. Now he's going to do some push-ups, so a little unorthodox, to say the least, for Tanner Nishioka and his methods of trying to feel better, I guess, but certainly got to love the way he gets out there and I love his character. A great guy to talk to, and he carries himself very well. Carries himself very well at the plate of recent also.
And handled a painful situation like a champ. That was a hard hit ball off of his foot. Got up right away, though, even though it's hurting him.
This one grounded down the third base line, going foul into the Painters bullpen.
Hardly missed an RBI double down into the corner there on the next pitch after fouling one off his foot. Still alive in the at-bat, though.
So the pain not bothering him too much. And the 1-2 count now coming from Moran with 1 out here in the inning. Here it comes. It's a curveball. Got him swinging. Had him fold a little bit. The ball started in and moved back over the plate. Down swinging goes Tanner Nishioka. Now J.J. Hancock will be the 2-out batter. Hancock stands in. 216 hitter. 2 doubles and 2 runs knocked in. He has a runner standing on second. That's Matt Diorio. He doubled home 2 runs. He was the 4th batter of the inning. We're now at the 7th hitter of the inning here in J.J. Hancock. Moran comes set and fires. So chopped over the second base back, moving toward his left, and firing over in time is Nathan Reynolds. That'll be the inning. But not before the Miners score 3 runs. First 4 batters reached, 3 of them with base hits. The Miners played 3 runs as we head to the top of the second inning. It's 3-0 Miners. This is Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Austin Bush set to lead things off. Left-handed hitter. Tonight, Bush playing first base. The Goldpanners trail this one 3-0 here in the top of the second inning. The Miners plating 3 runs in the bottom half of the first. There's a curveball in there from Eli Morgan for a called strike. We're underway here in inning number 2. The wind and the pitch from Morgan. Curveball slapped to the right side. Nishioka will dive for it. The covering Eli Morgan will field it on the underhanded flip. 1 gone here on 2 pitches to start the inning here in the second.
Now batting shortstop number 8, Spencer Nielsen.
So now Spencer Nielsen will dig in. Nielsen's first plate appearance in the evening is a .224 hitter, 1 home run, 7 knocked in. Also has 3 doubles and a triple. Here's the line and the delivery from Morgan. It's a nice slider that gets the outside edge. Had a lot of movement on that slider. Makes an 0-1 count, though. 0-1 count. 1 out here in the inning. Here's the slider again that misses just high. 1-1 count coming to Nielsen. Nielsen getting a start at shortstop tonight for the Goldpanners. The line and the pitch has popped up right behind home plate. That'll be out of play for a strike. The foul ball or home run does damage to your car. Visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Eli Morgan going to take a breather here, step off the rubber, and look in for the sign now. As he toes the rubber again. He'll wind and fire the 1-2. It's a flare to deep right center field, and that one will be pulled with the wind there over toward Chris Hall. The wind blowing very strong toward right field tonight. It appeared that Brick Pasco was going to have a tough play on the ball. The ball just kept blowing toward Chris Hall. Hall would make the catch out there. So now 2 gone here in the inning for Eli Morgan. So he delivers a first pitch changeup in there for a called strike. Batter Nate Verlin, the left fielder. So Eli Morgan winds and delivers. Chop foul on the first base line. That goes out of play. So now Eli Morgan a strike away from getting out of the inning again. Here, when this will be his first 1-2-3 inning if he can get it. So 3-0 score already. The Miners are on top. Here's the 0-2. Slap foul down the third base line. That's going out of play. Verlin digs back in and waves his bat around. Morgan shakes off a couple signs. Now he's ready with the 0-2. Here's a pitch. Slap foul again about the same spot. So Verlin spoiling a couple 0-2 pitches here. It's Morgan trying to finish off this 1-2-3 inning. Morgan shaking off the signs again. Now he's ready with it. Here's the 0-2 again. Curveball misses away for a ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. J.J. Hancock going to come out and say a few words with the pitcher Eli Morgan to make sure they're on the same page. Now the meeting breaks up. Back goes Hancock to the plate. So infield and outfield both playing straight away. Brick Pasco, it's relatively shallow out in center field. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on a changeup away. Eli Morgan gets strikeout number 2 of the night. And that's out number 3 on the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for him. So with a 3-0 lead, Eli Morgan pitches very well in response to that. We head to the bottom half of the second inning, make that 3-0 Miners on your Matsu Miners Radio Network. Jed Fag set to lead things off here in the bottom of the second inning. And the first pitch taken outside for a ball from Dylan Moran. It's a 1-0 count now. The Miners played 3 runs back in the bottom half of the first inning. That's a score now, 3-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. The curveball gets the outside edge of the knees for a called strike. Moran worked the first inning, allowed 3 hits on 3 runs and allowed a walk as well as he plunks Jed Fag in the leg here. It's a curveball. He tried to get over the plate but didn't curve enough. On to first base goes Jed Fag with the hit batsman. The first batter of the inning again reaches. Brick Paskowitz reached to start the game back in the first inning on a single. Now that'll bring up Chris Hall. Hall, the right fielder tonight. 286 clip on the season, has a triple and 5 runs knocked in. He squares around a bunt but pulls back. Takes a 1-0 pitch outside. It's the top of the order. Right on deck here is Brick Paskowitz taking his cuts on deck. Here's the pitch from Moran. He squares around a bunt. It's popped up in the air. No room, though, for the catcher. And Brian Lease. So now it'll be a 1-1 count. So Moran comes set. And back in the box goes the right-handed hitting Chris Hall. Short lead on first base for Jed Fag. So when grounded to the left side, that'll be just past the outstretched arm of the shortstop Spencer Nielsen. That's a base hit. Hit number 4 of the evening. Here just in the bottom half of the second inning, the Miners are coming out firing offensively. 3 runs on 4 hits with nobody out make that here in the bottom of the second inning.
And none of the outs have really been easy for Dylan Moran. He's had to battle for him. As only 1 pitch out that J.J. Hancock got on top of and grounded to second, but otherwise it has been a battle every at-bat for him. The Miners have a good gauge on what he's throwing.
Brick Paskowitz spunts this one from the mound. They go to third base with it. They do get the lead runner, Jed Fag, there. On safely is Paskowitz at first base. Over to second goes Chris Hall, but an unsuccessful sacrifice bunt by Paskowitz nips Jed Fag at third base. 1 man out here in the inning. Runners still on first and second for Tyler Wolf. In Wolf's first plate appearance, he walked and would end up scoring on the double in the gap by Matt DiOrio. Wolf been a very good hitter of recent also, though. Takes a fastball up and away for a ball. 1-0 count to the shortstop. He got bumped up to the 2 spot in the order thanks to a 308 average this past week. It gives him 4 for his last 13. Takes the first pitch takes the second pitch to the bat outside or on the outside edge for a called strike, a 1-1 count. It's the infield at double play depth with 1 out here in the inning. Runners on first and second. Dylan Moran comes set, looks back the runner at second. Now he's going to go over that way. Keeps the ball, though. So back safely at second goes Chris Hall. Outfield straight away. Infield again at double play depth, trying to get the out here. The double play out in the inning. 3-0 ball game here in the bottom of the second inning. So one flare down the right field line, giving chase toward the right field line. That's going out of play. As Castellato and Bush made an effort at that, but couldn't get to it. Some folks getting a couple souvenirs out there tonight. So now the 1-2 count coming to Tyler Wolf. Wolf trying to get aboard for the second time in as many innings. Here's a pitch. Again, pop foul down the right field line out of play. A foul ball or home run does damage to your car. Visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Dylan Moran's ready now with the 1-2 pitch. Looks back the runner at second. Chris Hall backs up a little bit. Now's a pitch, and it plunked Tyler Wolf as well. Second hit batsman of the inning for Moran. On to first base goes Tyler Wolf. The bases are loaded now for Vance Vizcaino. That's trouble because Vance singled his first time up, also drove in a run. It's the first run of the night for the Miners that would plate Brick Paskowitz. He'd also come around to score on a double in the gap by DiOrio, but here he is with the bags full. One man out here in the second inning.
Now 2 hit batsmen and 1 walk. Wolf reaching on a walk and a hit batsman in this game. Moran having a lot of trouble with his control. Now 25 pitches entering the inning, but that count rising quickly.
Curveball starts over the plate and moves inside, but called for a strike. Vance Vizcaino behind the count. No balls, 1 strike now. Here's the 0-1. Fastball gets the outer edge. Give him a strike. No balls, 2 strikes now. With the infield still at double play depth with 1 out here in the inning. No runs have scored yet, but the Miners scored 3 in the first, and they have the bags full here. Fastball misses away now to Vizcaino. It's a 1-2 count.
Panners not playing the infield in, though, even though down 3-0 early.
Fastball inside again to Vizcaino. It's an even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Might be willing to sacrifice a run to try and get out of this inning with a double play.
Here's the line, the 2-2. Fly ball hit to deep left field, backing up on it and making a catch toward the warning track is the left fielder Verlin, but tagging and scoring at third base is Chris Hall. The Miners lead it 4-0. So another RBI for Vizcaino in consecutive at-bats. He has an RBI. A single and RBI back in the first. Now a sacrifice fly to left field plays Chris Hall. It's 4-0 Miners here in the second. Now the 2-out batter is the man who did the most damage in the first inning. That was a double to the right center field gap that the center fielder Matt Jolich dove for, couldn't get to. Ball would go all the way to the wall and score both Tyler Wolf and Vance Vizcaino. Fastball misses away. 1 ball, no strike count to him. DiOrio came into the day at 395 clip with 7 runs batted in. He now has 9 RBIs after that double. Line drive, left field, over the shortstop's head. Nielsen rounding third and coming around to score. The ball's dropped in left field by the left fielder Verlin. Coming around to score was Paskowitz. The Miners lead at 5-0. We'll see officially how they score that they give them the RBI. Yes, they do give them the RBI. That's number 10 on the season for DiOrio. He has 3 RBIs here already here in the night. A double in the first, a plated 2. Now a single here in the second to plate the run. The bobble as Paskowitz, or make that, the pop ball popped up in the air down the first base line. We'll see if there's room for Bush. That ball goes out of play. The batter now is Niles Nygaard, but as Paskowitz rounded third base, he's probably going to score regardless. The left fielder bobbled the ball, but the ball would have been a very tough play for him to make out in left field regardless. Paskowitz scores on the RBI. So now 5 runs on 5 hits here in the bottom of the second inning. That's for the Matsu Miners. They lead at 5-0. As Moran comes set with runners on first and second. Curveball chopped out on the third base line. So now an 0-2 count coming to Nygaard. Niles flew out to right his first time up. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a curveball that misses just high. Moran thought he might have got him there, but it was just a bit high over the letters. So now a 1-2 count on Nygaard. So he comes set. Now the 1-2 from Moran. Check swing. Did he go? They say he did. Fastball upstairs that Nygaard bites on. That's his first strikeout. Make that second strikeout of the night for Moran. So that will end the inning, but not before the Miners are able to play 2 more. We head to the third inning. It's 5-0 Matsu Miners right here in your Matsu Miners Radio Network. Malik Jones leads things off here in inning number 3. 5-0 the Miners lead, and Eli Morgan working with that lead. Delivers a first pitch curveball in there for a called strike. 8, 9, and 1 in the batting order for the Painters this inning. So curveball misses away. So 1-1 count now. Jones on the season looking for his 6th hit of the season. He has 2 doubles, though. So he fouls this one back to the screen. A 1-2 count now on Jones. Painters dropped one 18-4 the other day. Now find themselves behind 5-0 here in the 3rd. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball misses away. It'll be a 2-2 count now to Jones. Eli Morgan 3-0 in the year, looking for his 4th win right now. If he continues to pitch the way he has been, he's been in very good shape with the 5 runs spotted to him in the first 2 innings. Slow curveball chopped foul down the third base line by Jones here. So now we'll go 2 balls and 2 strikes again. Morgan looking in for the sign. Will wind and fire. Line drive into right field. That'll fall for a base hit. Cutting it off in the gap is Chris Hall, rounding first base. And Jones as his 6th hit of the season and the 2nd hit of the night for the Goldpanners. A runner on first base, nobody out. A leadoff base hit by Malik Jones. I'll bring up Nathan Reynolds. Reynolds, a second baseman tonight. Morgan comes set now. From the stretch, he delivers home. Curveball on the outer edge for a called strike here. An 0-1 count. Righty on righty matchup here. Right-hander Reynolds against the right-hander Morgan. The infield of double play depth. Curveball called strike on the outside edge here. An 0-2 count. Reynolds calls home Corvallis, Oregon. He also attends Feather River College. He's a sophomore there. The 0-2 pitch rings him up on a curveball. Nice pitch there by Eli Morgan. Strikeout number 3 for him. And now that turns the order over to the top of the order, Matt Jelich. Matt is first time up, grounded to the first baseman Nishioka on a flip underhand to Eli Morgan, who covered the bag. Now with the infield, I'll move the double play depth, though, with the runner on first base and 1 man out. Eli Morgan trying to induce that double play. Ground ball to the shortstop. This could be 2. Moving toward his left is Tyler Wolf. He fires across the infield. Safe at first base is Jelich. The runner out at second base and Jones. So 2 men out now. A runner sitting on first base in the fielder's choice. And now that brings up Brian Castellato, the right fielder. Castellato singled his first time up. Throw back over to first base. Nearly got away from Nishioka, but back safely goes Jelich. Castellato looking for his 2nd hit of the night. Runner goes to first base. This one chopped in front of the mound. It's going to be a tough play now for Jed Fag to make, He can't go anywhere with it, though. It'll be an infield hit. The ball was hit very slowly as the runner was going to second base. There's no play there. Eli Morgan had to get out of the way of it as Jed Fag came charging. But the ball hit so slowly that he really had no play for it. An infield hit given to Castellato, his 2nd hit of the night. So now he has 2 of the 3 hits owned by this team. So now runners on first and second base with 2 men out. That'll bring up Rene Martinez. Martinez came into the day 426 clip. He was retired his first time out. That was a strikeout swinging in the first inning, the first of the night for Eli Morgan. Here's a pitch to him. Curveball gets the edge. No balls, 1 strike on him. Morgan comes set. Now he looks in for the sign. Now he delivers the 0-1. Swing and a miss on a curveball, and now ahead in the count on is Morgan on Rene Martinez. No balls, 2 strikes. This past season at El Camino Compton, Martinez sported a batting average of .380 while knocking in 9 doubles, 2 triples, and 1 homer this season. He continues that tear so far this year, hitting well over .400. Here's the 0-2 pitch down though. Fastball, try to get him chasing, but the ball stayed away. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Morgan looking in for the sign now. Looks back at the runner at second. Now he delivers home in the 1-2. Tried again with the curveball away this time. This one misses too far outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As a right-handed hitting catcher from San Pedro, California digs in tonight, the DH. Morgan ready with a 2-2 now. He delivers. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch there. Got Rene Martinez swinging for the second time tonight. Eli Morgan has a little bit of a jam there. Runners on first and second with 2 men out, but gets out of it with a strikeout here of Martinez. We head down to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Miners have plated runs on their first 2 innings. We'll see if they're able to keep that streak up. They lead at 5-0. When we come back, it's Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Dylan Moran is set to work his 3rd inning so far. He's allowed 5 runs on 5 hits to this point. Certainly hasn't been the start he's been looking for. But now he's going to be starting here against Tanner Nishioka. First pitch chopped out on the 3rd baseline. Tanner struck out swinging his first time up. 0-1 count on the Miners' first baseman this evening. Here's the 0-1 to him. Chop foul again on the 3rd baseline, and now the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Nishioka again have been sitting on the bench for a while, but continued to hit off the bench. Manager Ben Taylor had to find a place for him, so they've been sticking him at first base recently. Done a very sound job there at first base, while he continues to hit the ball very well. The Miners are already with 5 runs on 5 hits. It's been an offensive pounding so far for the Miners at the plate tonight. And here's the 0-2 from Moran. Fly ball hit to deep right center field. Racing toward it. Not going to be able to get to it as a center fielder, Jelich. That'll go all the way to the wall. Stopping at second base, standing is Tanner Nishioka. He continues to hit the ball very, very well. The second time Jelich has tried to dive for a ball out in right center field, he's been unable to catch up to. First time Diorio was able to drive one in the right center field gap. Now this time is Tanner Nishioka.
The wind helping Tanner Nishioka there as that ball was slicing away from Jelich out in center. But one thing that happened as well, Tanner Nishioka could have maybe had 3. He tripped over the bag at first, was still able to get into second easily. But the most important thing is he reached that time with a double to start off this inning. 6th hit of the game.
First pitch low to Hancock. 1 ball, no strikes to him. He grounded out to the second baseman his first time up. So he pops this one to deep center field, racing back on it, but making a catch out in center field is Jelich. tagging going to third base. It'll be a tight play at third base, but standing goes Nishioka as the ball skips away from the third baseman Malik Jones. He has to field that ball in the infield grass. So that fly out able to advance Nishioka to third base. Now another runner standing 90 feet away from home plate for Jed Fagg with just one out. Jed reached on a hit batsman the last inning. Will be left stranded at second, though. Moran delivers. The infield brought in with one man out. Fastball misses the inside edge for a ball here. 1 ball, no strikes. As Moran comes set. The 1-0 delivery. Fastball misses low again. It'll be a 2-0 count on Jed. Getting a start at third base tonight is Izzy. 2-0 count for Moran. Here it comes. Curveball couldn't get it over this time. It'll be a 3-0 count now on Jed Fagg. So now Moran needing to throw a strike here with a 3-0 count. He's behind the count and he delivers. Ground ball up the middle. It's going to be fielded by the second baseman on the infield grass. That's Nathan Reynolds. He holds the runner Nishioka at third base. A nice play by Reynolds to keep the run from scoring. So he fires on in time to Austin Bush at first base to get the out.
That was a fortunate bounce off the glove of Moran. He tried to jump and make the play. Could have taken a really bad bounce off the glove, but instead went right to Reynolds. He was all over it, made sure Nishioka wasn't going to come home, then throw on to first for the out.
So now 2 men out for Chris Hall. The first pitch, a fastball catches the inside edge for a called strike, and 0-1 count on him. Chris singled and scored his first time up. That was back in the second inning. This time a fastball misses in. 1-1 count on him. The lefty Hall against the righty Moran. The infield at normal depth now with the 2 outs in the inning as he lines this one down the right field line. It's fair and it's going all the way to the wall. Rounding first and heading to second as Hall. Coming around to score is Nishioka. Chris Hall will round second, come into third, sliding. He has a triple, his second of the season. It's 6-0 Miners now here in the third inning. He found a fastball in the inner edge. He was able to turn on down the right field line. It rolled all the way to the 322 sign in the corner. Chris Hall, with his immense speed, would round second and head on the way to third base. Nishioka would walk into home plate as the ball is hit right down the line. But now that's going to draw a mound visit to Moran, who's given up 6 runs here, a run in each inning at least. 3 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second. Now a run here with 2 outs in the third inning. The Miners have a 6-0 lead now.
That ball just absolutely crushed off the bat of Chris Hall. Knew it was trouble right away. And it was a rocket stayed on line, even with the wind blowing out towards the right field corner. It was a missile, but it was low enough that it wasn't affected enough. It was right down that line. A solid shot. Good piece of hitting by Chris Hall. Plating another run for the Miners. We're on fire today.
7 hits for them so far. 6 runs have crossed. We're on the bottom of the third. Curveball gets an ease. It's 0-1 on Brick Paskowitz. Brick Paskowitz has reached base and scored twice also. He singled back in the first and reached base on a fielder's choice in the second. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses away. It's a 1-1 count on him. World of trouble so far for Moran, who's allowed 6 runs already here in the third. Here's the 1-1. Fly ball hit to left center field. Chasing toward it is Joe Litch, but making the catch out in left field is going to be Verlin as he makes the catch in left center field. That is the 3rd out of the inning, which ends the inning, but the Miners will plate another run on the triple by Chris Hall, which plated Nishioka after he doubled a couple batters before. So we head to the top of the 4th inning. Kevin Peel will have the play-by-play action for you. The Miners lead at 6-0 here in your Matsu Miners Radio Network.
The Miners spend their mornings lifting, running, and staying in shape by visiting the Alaska Club. Visit them in Anchorage, Eagle River, Fairbanks, Juneau, and the Mat-Su Valley. Visit www.thealaskaclub.com. Proud sponsor of the Miners. First pitch from Eli Morgan is a called strike to Brian Lees. 33 strikes and 8 balls coming into this inning for 41 pitches for Morgan. This one grounded and over the glove of Niles Nygaard into right field for a base hit. So a single for the Panners now makes their 4th hit of the contest in total. They had 1 in the first inning, 2 hits in the 3rd, and now 1 to start off the 4th. No runs on the board for him yet, though, and that'll bring up Austin Bush.
That was a tough play from the get-go for Niles Nygaard. He had a long run to get to the ball, playing toward the second base bag, but the bad hop really just was the end-all, be-all there. A nice start to the inning with a base hit by Lees.
Austin Bush 0 for 1 with a ground out. Eli Morgan swung on and mispulled the string with him. The changeup on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. As we mentioned in the pregame, the first time the Panners and Miners have squared off this year. One of 2 matchups here in Palmer. They will play 3 later on this month in Fairbanks. Changeup is fouled off the end of the bat. And quickly behind the count is Bush, 0-2. Brian Lees on first after the single to start off the inning. Now no runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Panners. 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Miners. Eli Morgan from the stretch. And here's the 0-2. This one lined into left field. Base hit in between short and third. Austin Bush will now take his base at first after that single. Brian Lees moves over to second. 5th hit of the game for the Panners. They may have something going here. So I'll bring up the shortstop, Spencer Nielsen.
Panners been able to put the ball in play effectively against Morgan tonight, but Morgan's been able to work out of the jams he's had to face.
And so Nielsen, the righty, will square off against the righty Eli Morgan. Nielsen on the game, 0 for 1 with a fly out to right. First pitch from Morgan is fouled straight back right at us. 0-1 the count. He is majoring in communication at Concordia University, Irvine. Just finished up his sophomore year there. Is Nielsen. Has 1 sister. He is minoring in marketing. Also in college. 0-1. Curveball swung on and missed. Beauty from Morgan. 0-2. Morgan's had all 4 of those pitches working in his arsenal today. The fastball, curve, slider, and changeup. Has been getting ahead of batters all night. 0-2. This one's poked off the end of the bat to first. Nishioka will throw to second for 1. Morgan not going to quite get there in time to first. So it'll be a fielder's choice. Nielsen will be on first. Moving over to third is Brian Lees. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. And that'll bring up Nate Verlin. Verlin on the day. 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the 2nd inning. That ended the inning as the pitching coach, Matt Greeley, going to come out here for a mound visit. Probably just for communication as much as anything. Looking for ways to get closer to the Valley's team? Now you can. Like the Mat-Su Miners page on Facebook. You can also follow them on Twitter at ABL Miners. Get more connected with your Miners today. Miners were able to get out of a similar situation in which 2 runners were able to reach on singles in the 3rd inning. A leadoff single by Jones and a single by Evan Casolado were stranded on the base pass as they were able to get Martinez to strike out to end the inning. But Lees and Bush led off the top of the 4th. Inning was singles. Fielder's choice moves Lees over to third. So runners on the corners. Miners going to play back, though, for the double play to try and get out of the inning. As Verlin steps up. First pitch is grounded right back up the middle. This could be 2. Niles flips to second for 1. The relay is in time. And they get the double play to get out of that inning. It takes one pitch after the Greeley mound visit to retire the Panners as Morgan gets the ground ball that he wanted. We head to the bottom of the fourth here in Palmer with the Miners ahead 6-0 on your home for Miners baseball. Summer is the perfect opportunity to work on your golf game. The Palmer Golf Course is located right in the heart of Palmer, just about 2 miles from Herman Brothers Field. Call 907-745-4653 today for more information. However, today, not the best of golf days, as our game time temperature was 61 with cloudy conditions and breezy. The gusts going in and out here at the ballpark. As Dylan Moran going to check back to the hill. He's pitched 3 innings, faced 19 batters, has given up 7 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned, 3 extra base hits, a walk, and this one grounded to short. Should be an easy play. On the first pitch, Tyler Wolf's retired 6-3. 1 gone here in the bottom of the fourth.
You mentioned golfing and not being such a great day. We hope next Friday is a good day for golfing. The GPCC annual golf tournament will be next Friday.
And the Miners,
out there.
Miners will be golfing in that. I don't think Kyle and I are going to take our talents to the golf course on that day, but you can see some players out there if you're in the Palmer area. Taking a ball is Vance Vizcaino from Moran, 1-0.
I don't know about your golf talents, but mine certainly aren't there, so I have to par with them. So spare all your eyes that day.
Vizcaino takes a curveball at the knees from Moran for a strike, 1-1. This is a pitching staff on the season for the Goldpanners that has been struggling. 1-1 is fouled straight back, and the count now 1-2. The Panners so far this season have a 5.17 ERA, 1-2, in the dirt for a ball, 2-2. That is second worst in the league. The Chinooks coming into this one, and these are in the all category, including all games, conference and non-conference. Chinooks with a 6.75 ERA. Curveball lofts outside for a ball, 3-2. But one thing you will notice by looking at the stat sheet, the slugging percentage for opposing hitters the highest, as Vance Vizcaino takes a walk. That one bounces in the dirt. And so he'll take his base, a 1-out base runner against Dylan Moran. And here comes Matt Diorio, who's been slapping the ball all over the yard today. RBI double, which scored 2 back in the first, and an RBI single to left center back in the second inning. So 3 RBIs already for him today, looking for more. And he has a quick base runner at first in Vance Vizcaino. Moran from the stretch. First pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. That slugging percentage, no one even really comes close to it. The Bucks have given up an opposing 302 slugging percentage. But part of that, of course, the struggles rearing their ugly head as Vance Vizcaino takes off. The pitch is outside for a ball, throw down, not in time. And Vance Vizcaino has a stolen bag for the Miners. That's his first of the day. And also on the season, that is steal number 6 in 7 tries for Vizcaino. Count 1-1 on Diorio as he has another runner in scoring position for him. 1-1. Curveball lofts outside for a ball from Moran, 2-1. But this is a pitching staff in the Alaska Goldpanners that this season has had a pitcher go 11-inning complete game for 200 pitches. Ball is at the knees for a strike on that pitch from Moran, 2-2. The pitcher who did that was Steve Shaver, who we have not seen today out of the Masters College. And Moran will step off. The Masters College, if you remember, is the same college of those from the Chinooks, such as Chris Beck and also Connor Menez, who the Miners just lost to this past Sunday. The ace of that Chinook staff, 2-2. Curveball hits the outside corner and freezes Diorio for strike 3. Nice pitch by Moran. One of his best pitches of the day. Backdoored Diorio. He's out. Now the inning will be left up to Niles Nygaard to drive in Vizcaíno.
That's a very, very nice pitch to move. Started way outside, moved over the outside of the edge. It's a really tough pitch for a left-handed hitter to see clearly. Moran gets him looking there. That's the first time that Diorio's been retired tonight. The first time he hasn't done damage to Moran also. It's 2 runs batted in, or 3 make that.
Nygaard comes up swinging, fouls it straight back, 0-1. Second baseman Reynolds playing way over towards second base, leaving a huge hole in between first and second. Bush essentially guarding the line. 0-1 is outside for a ball from Nygaard. 1-1. Nygaard 0 for 2 today, one of the few Miners that has not reached so far. Flew out back in the first and struck out back in the second on 4 pitches. From the stretch, Moran takes a look towards second. Here's the pitch, and it is popped up into foul ground down the first base side, and it will go into the grandstands. Nygaard now the count on him, 1-2. Vizcaíno still at second after his walk, 1-out walk. Moran takes a look in. 1-2 pitch. This is a fastball, and it's fouled straight back right in about the same spot as the last pitch, 1-2. Nygaard coming into this one with 3 RBIs on the season, looking for number 4 here.
This is pitch number 80 for Moran right here.
1-2 is at the knees for a called strike 3. So Dylan Moran, after issuing the walk to Vizcaíno, and after Vizcaíno able to steal a bag to get to second, gets 2 big strikeouts to finish the Miners in that inning. After 4, it is 6-0 Miners here in Palmer. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. Malik Jones going to lead it off for the Goldpanners as they trail 6-0 here in Palmer. Right now, the Miners' run distribution going in descending order. They're able to get 3 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and blanked in that 4th inning as Eli Morgan comes back to the hill, issues a slider on the outside corner for a strike to Jones, 0-1. Jones had a single to lead off the third, but was ultimately stranded 0-1. And that's a curveball that time. Tapped foul, 0-2 the count. Moran really toughing it out, even though it hasn't been a very good start for him, giving up the 6 runs on 7 hits, 2 hit batsmen, and a walk. And ball on the curveball to Jones. 1-2. 1-2. And this one's lined towards left. Vance Vizcaino barely having to move. Easy play, 1 gone in the top of the 5th as it's a routine liner to left. That'll bring up Nathan Reynolds.
Number 3, Nathan Reynolds.
Reynolds 0 for 1 with a strikeout in today's game. Going back to Moran for a second. Really battling through for these Panners and getting at least an extra inning. This one grounded in between short and third. It's a base hit for Nathan Reynolds. And so a 1-out runner on base now for the Panners. Nice single. And all their singles have been pretty decently hit balls off their bats today. 6th hit of the game against Eli Morgan. But still hasn't given up any runs. 1 out. And that'll bring up the top of the order, Matt Jelilich. He is 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a fielder's choice. And lays down the bunt. It's a really good one. Morgan's going to have a tough play. Cannons one over there. Gets over the glove of Nishioka. But Niles Nygaard was backing it up nicely. So an infield single for Jelilich. That is his first hit of the game, the 7th hit of the game for the Panners. They now have 2 on. And because Nygaard was able to back that up nicely, no error there on the throw from Morgan. But he's going to have to get out of another jam here, as that'll bring up Evan Castellato, who's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. One of them of the infield variety back in the 3rd. First pitch is lined foul straight back. 0-1. Castellato going to help that 241 average that he came into this game with. Already with 2 hits in the first 3 innings of this game. Now batting in the 5th against Eli Morgan once again. Morgan takes a look towards second. Here comes the 0-1. It's a curveball that bends inside. 1-1 the count now on Castellato. Morgan from the stretch. And he's going to step off. So that was Nathan Reynolds that was dancing around a bit over there at second base. His mission accomplished, at least for now, getting Morgan's mind off the batter, Castellato. This one's grounded to third. Going to step on the bag is Jed Fagg for 1. And so fielder's choice gets the lead runner. Castellato going to reach first as Jelilich moves up to second. Now bring up the dangerous Rene Martinez, who had a chance to knock in runners back in the 3rd. There were 2 men on, but he struck out, and has struck out swinging in both of his at-bats so far against Morgan.
So the 7 hits have all not been off the bat of Rene Martinez, surprisingly.
High fastball. Ball 1 from Eli Morgan to Martinez. A 380 batting average in college probably was supposed to signify something, that this guy is a special talent, and has shown that with that average, that even with the great start from several minors, he's been able to top that average so far. 1-0 curveball is low. 2-0 the count. When you have the guys like Alex Caruso and Brick Paskowitz getting seemingly at least 2 singles a game, and Rene Martinez still staying out ahead in hits, that gives you an idea of how much he's been able to hit the ball so far this year. This one lined into right. This could get down. It will for a base hit. They're going to send him around third. The throw into home is slightly offline as the Panners finally on the board here in the top of the 5th inning. It's an RBI single for Rene Martinez. How about this? The Panners now with their 8 hits out hitting the Miners by 1, but they trail 6-1.
Astounding stat there, and we talked about how so far they've been striking out twice, but Rene Martinez finally does beat the Miners here with an RBI base hit.
RBI number 11 of the season for Rene Martinez, who has been up in that category as well with the RBIs, trailing Trosclair. And this one lined towards center It's softly hit, and coming in to make the catch is Paskowitz to retire the side. But the Goldpanners do get on the board because of a Rene Martinez RBI single to right center field. We head to the bottom of the fifth here in Palmer. The Miners lead cut to 5, but they're still out ahead, 6-1. You're listening to Miners Baseball. Welcome back to Herman Brothers Field with the Miners leading 6-1. Special night here at the ballpark as 2 former Miners are here in attendance today watching this game, and as the crowd has continued to file in through the early innings, Maurice Abel from the 1978 team, and also Doyle Wilson from the 1983 and 84 teams, currently a scout for the Arizona Diamondbacks organization. Both of those former players in attendance tonight. A very cool sight for the Miners fans as they gave their appreciation as they were introduced by our PA announcer, Wolfgang Winter. Tanner Nishioka going to lead off, and he swings and hits this one well to left center field as Jelilich is going to go back, had to sprint all the way back, stop suddenly, and make the catch in the left center field gap as Tanner Nishioka came out swinging hard, but it ends up being a flyout. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 5th.
Seems like anything Tanner Nishioka puts into play is a bomb these days. That one has struck very well as well.
Ball 1 issued outside on the fastball from Moran to J.J. Hancock. So for 2 so far. The ground out and a flyout. Moran shakes off the first sign. Now ready from the windup. Here's the pitch. 1-0, and it is swung through by Hancock. High heater from Moran. 1-1 the count. Malik Jones playing in a little bit at third. This one line straight back. Foul by Hancock. 1-2 the count. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks of the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. 1-2 from Moran is chopped foul at the plate by Hancock. He stays alive. 1-2 the count. Right now in the bottom of the 5th inning, 1 run on 8 hits, no errors for the Goldpanners. 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Miners. 1-2 to Hancock once again is fouled away. He keeps fighting. He's fouled off 4 pitches, 4 of the 5 in this at-bat.
That 1 run allowed by Morgan ends the streak of not allowing a run all season long. It goes 23 2/3 innings without allowing a run.
Another foul ball off the bat from Hancock. Hard liner down that third base line towards the skipper, Ben Taylor. Count still 1-2. Jed Fagg in the on-deck circle for the Miners. 1-2. Curveball floats outside. 2-2 the count. Goldpanners bullpen not budging. No one out there throwing. 2-2. Curveball misses low and away. Oh, fill up the count on Hancock. 3-2.
89 pitches now thrown by Moran.
9th pitch of the at-bat to Hancock is a fastball, and it's tapped towards first. Flip over to Moran from Bush. Retires him 3-1. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. And I'll bring up Jed Fagg.
So far, the easiest inning that Moran has had. He had a long at-bat there with Hancock, so he wasted a lot of pitches, but so far it's been the easiest start, at least, to an inning for him.
First pitch to Jed Fag comes in and plunks him again, this time just above the knee, below the hip. Second time that Jed Fag has taken his base the hard way.
Fielder number 8.
It was about the same spot he was punked the first time, around the hip area.
Base runners in every inning for the Miners continues. Had at least one. And the only inning in which they did not score was the fourth inning. 2 outs. Here's Chris Hall. Look to square for a bunt, but takes a ball outside 1-0. Chris Hall singled and scored in the second, tripled in the third, scoring Tanner Nishioka. 1-0 is low for a ball. 2-0. That was the 6th RBI of the season for Chris Hall. Back in the third. Called strike at the knees from Moran with a changeup, 2-1. Now the Goldpanners bullpen starting to get moving after he plunked Jed Fag, the previous batter. He's on first with a modest lead. 2-1 is inside for a ball to Chris Hall. And he's way ahead in the count now, 3-1. Top of the order on deck for the Miners. And time called as Moran steps off. Breeze picking up, at least for the temporary time being. Could hear it in our crowd microphone at times earlier in the game. And that one comes up and in on Chris Hall and hits him in the shoulder. And so Hall will take his base. In the meantime, Brian Lee's on one knee behind home plate. Not sure what happened to him.
Number 1, Red.
Looks like he twisted something. He's going to try and walk it off here. But another hit batsman. And that is the fourth, of this game already for Moran. Now 2 outs. And a peculiar situation brewing for Moran, as looked like he was going to get out of this inning quickly and easily, then hit 2 batters. Now the pitching coach, Chris Smith, going to come out once again to talk to Moran. With 2 outs in this inning and 2 men on. Want to learn more about your Matsu Miners? Visit their website at www.matsuminers.org. It provides you with schedules, stats, rosters, upcoming events, and more. matsuminers.org, the official website of the Matsu Miners. Meeting going to be broken up by the home plate umpire, Jim Shulock. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Miners still with 7 hits, have been able to get 2 base runners here via the hit by pitch. Moran from the stretch. First pitch to Paskowitz is low and away for a ball. 1-0. Tyler Wolf almost met a new friend as a seagull landed on the field nearby the Miners on-deck circle just a moment ago. 1 out. This one's grounded foul down the first baseline. 1-1. Everyone seemingly wanting to see this ball game tonight. Been a good one so far in the Valley for the Miners. They lead it 6-1. 1-1. Popped up in the air in foul territory. Malik Jones is going to give it his best shot as he went over near the Goldpanners dugout. Could have actually made the play. His teammates are trying to get out of the way there. But it also looked like he lost sight of the ball for a moment. Not able to make the catch. So count 1-2 on Paskowitz.
It's a difficult play to chase the ball toward your own dugout, realizing you don't want to run into your own players and injure them. But an easy way to lose sight of a ball that way. I think that's what happened with Malik Jones there.
Jed Fag on second, Chris Hall on first. 1-2 to Paskowitz is lined foul and out of play once again down that third base line. 1-2.
That was pitch number 99, so the next one will be number 100 of the night for Moran.
1-2. And this one lined over short into left field, a base hit. Jed Fag being waved around. He looks like he's going to score. The throw's going to come into third, and Chris Hall's going to be caught in a rundown. Malik Jones will tag out Chris Hall to end the inning, but a Brick Paskowitz RBI single to left center on the 8th hit of the game for the Miners. Plates a run. That's his second hit of the game and his first RBI of the night, RBI number 6 of the season for him. Now the only inning the Miners haven't gotten a run is the 4th as we head to the 6th. Miners add another. They lead 7-1. You are listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. Welcome back. Goldpanners and Miners squaring off here in Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska. We head to the 6th. Once again, reminding you that the Palmer Bars ABL MLB scoreboard will be brought to you this inning. First pitch from Eli Morgan is fouled away. 0-1 the count to Austin Bush, who is 1 for 2 with a single back in his last at-bat in the 4th. Miners now leading 7-1. Morgan ready. Here's the 0-1. And it's tapped foul by Austin Bush straight back on the curveball. 0-2. Morgan giving up his first run of the season in that 5th inning on that RBI single by Rene Martinez, but his team came back and recovered that run right away. Brick Paskowitz RBI single. 0-2. Curveball is fouled on the ground down that first base line. 0-2. The count. Doubleheader today between the Bucks and the Pilots in Anchorage. 0-2. Fouled straight back again by Bush. Count remains 0-2. Bucks and Pilots tied in the top of the 5th inning in that one, 2-2. They will play another one at 9 p.m. Of course, it's 7-1 here in the top of the 6th. Miners over the Goldpanners, and the Oilers over the Chinooks, 2-1 in the top of the 5th. Just missing outside. Changeup. Trying to backdoor him was Eli Morgan and missed. Just a little bit outside. 1-2. And this one on a curveball is flown to center field. Paskowitz backing up a few steps and makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 6th. A lot of games going on and several afternoon games going on this 4th of July. The Tigers over the Blue Jays, 8-3 in Detroit. Angels blowing out the Rangers in Arlington, 13-0. Diamondbacks over the Rockies, 4-2 in Arizona. Nationals over the Giants at home, 9-3. Yankees beat the Rays in the Bronx, 3-2. Red Sox over the Astros, 6-1. Pitch bounces in for a ball from Eli Morgan, 1-0. White Sox over the Orioles, 3-2. Cardinals over the Padres, 2-1. A's over the Mariners at home, 2-0. 1-0 pitch from Morgan is popped up into foul ground and out of play. J.J. Hancock not going to give chase to it. Pirates shut out the Indians 1-0 in Pittsburgh. Twins over the Royals 5-3. The Royals in a real skid at the moment. They were swept by the Astros earlier this week, lose the first 2 to the Twins. 1-1. Curveball is tapped foul. And count 1-2 on Spencer Nielsen, the shortstop. Braves at home over the Phillies 9-5. Cubs over the Marlins 7-2 in Chicago. Brewers over the Reds 7-3. And the Dodgers over the Mets 4-3. Fouled straight back again by Nielsen. Count remains 1-2. That was your Palmer Bar MLB ABL scoreboard. Now with outdoor seating, you can enjoy a refreshing drink and good friends outdoors in the Alaska sunshine. Located in downtown Palmer, the Palmer Bar is a great place to grab a bite to eat and take in the sights. Slider up and in for a ball from Eli Morgan, 2-2. Call 907-745-3041 today for more information about the Palmer Bar. Proud sponsor of the Miners. 2-2 is up and in. Full count as Spencer Nielsen has really worked an impressive at bat out of this. Eli Morgan was able to get way out in front in the count. And swing and a miss. Got him with the changeup low and away for strike 3. And so 1 retired, 2 retired now in the inning. And that will bring up Nate Verlin. Nate Verlin on the day. Strikeout and grounded into a double play. And his last at bat back in the 4th, and he takes a ball outside from Morgan, 1-0. From the windup, 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Got him to chase that changeup low and in. 1-1 the count. Eli Morgan right now. This will be his 79th pitch. And that one missed low for a ball. 2-1.
Of the 79 pitches he's thrown, just 18 balls. He's been firing strikes all night long.
Very impressive ratio. That means over 60 strikes as that one's fouled down that third baseline by Nate Verlin. Count 2-2. No one warming in the Miners bullpen. They lead 7-1. And with Morgan cruising, no need to. This one up and away for a ball. Another full count in this inning. Second one that Morgan has had to try and battle out of. Was able to get Spencer Nielsen to strike out, though. Full count, and that one's low for a ball. So he loses Verlin with the walk. That is walk number 1 of the game. He's not been a pitcher that has issued many free passes on the season. Issued his first one there, so today keeping that impressive stat going. Just his 8th walk of the season. Now pitching in his 25th inning. 2 outs, and Malik Jones takes a ball low, 1-0.
How about a 29-8 strikeout to walk ratio from Eli Morgan this year?
Jones, 1 for 2. A single and a fly out. 1-0. Curveball low for a ball. 2-0. And the pitching coach, Matt Greeley, is going to come out. I think he senses something fishy as Morgan in his last 3 batters has run now at least to 2-0 counts. So he's going to come out and have a quick chat. Give you a quick line score recap. 1 run on 8 hits, no errors for the Panners. 7 runs, 8 hits, no run errors for the Miners. Miners getting 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the 5th. Panners were able to get their 1 run in the 5th inning off of Eli Morgan. The first one he is issued all season long. That's how good his first 24-plus innings have been at that time, now into his 25th inning of the season. 2-0 count. And here's the pitch from Morgan, and he just missed inside. That changeup tailed in a little too far. 3-0.
So after not walking a single batter, he's in danger of walking back-to-back batters here.
3-0 pitch. Low for a ball, as he thought he got that one at the knees, but was just below. And so, 2 outs, but now 2 on, issued both by walks to Verlin and Jones. I'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Nathan Reynolds.
Sebastian Valenzuela going to get up and start loosening in the Miners' bullpen, just in case Eli Morgan's unable to finish this one.
One of the long relievers is Sebastian Valenzuela, recently in the rotation. So they know he can pitch long innings if called on to. called. Strike at the knees. Fastball from Morgan, 0-1. Morgan looking to get at least through 6 by himself. Takes a look towards second, does Morgan. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and it is lined down that first baseline and hooking just foul towards the bullpen. A tremendous catch over there by one of the Miners. Can't see his jerseys. He's wearing a sweatshirt over there, but made a sliding catch in foul territory, and the fans gave him applause over there. One of the pitchers. Morgan way ahead in the count, 0-2. Here's the pitch. This one fouled straight back once again by Reynolds. 0-2 remains the count. Reynolds 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. That single was in the 5th inning. Stranded at second. 0-2 is tapped foul. Slider that he actually chased. Staying alive is Reynolds.
That was pitch number 90 of the evening for Eli Morgan now. Pitches don't really seem to bother him. He's usually over 100 every outing he's had so far, so pitch number 90, not too scary for him.
Oh, 2 pitch. It runs inside with the fastball. Does Morgan. 1-2. The count. While the Goldpanners only do have 1 run on this game so far, they're .260 average. May bump up a bit as a team, already having 8 hits here in the 6th inning. And this one tapped right back to Morgan. Will be an easy play as he throws on to Nishioka at first. And so Eli Morgan walks 2 with 2 outs, but able to get out of his own self-inflicted jam, heading to the bottom of the 6th. The Miners still holding on to that 6-run lead. You are listening to Mat-Su Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. Dylan Moran's night is done. It will be Jonathan Pendergast, the new pitcher, to face 2, 3, and 4 in the order for the Miners. Wolf, Vizcaino, and Diorio. Here in the bottom of the 6th with the Miners up 7-1. So Moran giving up 7 runs, all of them earned on 8 hits in this contest, hitting 4 batters. First pitch is inside to Tyler Wolf. 1-0 the count. Tyler Wolf has walked, been hit by a pitch, and grounded out. He's 0 for 1 officially. 1-0 pitch is a strike from Pendergast. 1-1 the count. Pendergast, pitching in his 4th game of the year, comes in with a 6.42 ERA. This one lined in between first and second, a base hit. And so the Miners start off this one well. This inning with a base hit by Tyler Wolf. 9th hit of the game for the Miners. And that'll bring up Vance Vizcaino. So Dylan Moran's final line in total. 5 innings pitched, 28 batters faced, 7 earned runs, 8 hits, 2 doubles, 1 triple, walked 2, hit 4, and had 39 balls and 61 strikes, 100 pitches on the dot. Vance Vizcaino comes up swinging and fouls it straight back. Count on him 0-1. Vizcaino, single, sacrifice fly, and a walk. That single scored a run back in the first inning. And checking the runner is Pendergast. And he back in safely as Wolf.
A base hit by Wolf a moment ago separated the tie in the hits department so far tonight. Miners obviously have the bigger lead, though, in 7-1 the score, but they each had 8 hits a moment ago. Now 9 off Tyler Wolf's base hit here.
Pendergast's pitch is up and away for a ball. 1-1 to Vizcaino. Mentioned the Pendergast pitching in his 4th game has started 7 innings pitched coming into this, 3 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 6 hits. It's out of San Diego, California. 1-1 pitch is low for a ball. 2-1 to Vizcaino. 6'2", 195 pounds, just finished up high school at Cathedral Catholic Prep High School in San Diego. He is going to be going to Pepperdine, though, and play baseball for them. And that's the ball low. Count 3-1. The Waves recruiting class also included a fellow pitcher out of his high school, Easton Lucas. Both impressive prospects for Pendergast and Lucas, as that one is a called strike to Vizcaino. Count now full on him, 3-2. And Pepperdine excited by the signing of Pendergast, because he's a big, strong right-handed pitcher who's going to develop into more of a power prospect as he goes on. Has a big arm. Full count. And this one popped up into short left field. This is going to be a tough play. Everyone's running towards it. No one's going to get it. It's going to drop in fair territory for a single for Vizcaino. Just put in the perfect spot. Jones, Nielsen, and Verlin all chasing it. The closest one was Nielsen, but he was still a couple steps off that ball. 10th hit of the game in bloop fashion for Vizcaino. 2nd hit total of the game for him, as Wolf moves up to 2nd, and Vizcaino will be on 1st. That brings up Matt Diorio, who's 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs already on the game. RBI double in the 1st, RBI single in the 2nd. That double in the 1st scored 2. He comes up swinging, grounds it to 2nd. This could be 2. He tags the base runner Vizcaino, and then we'll get Diorio. But Vizcaino still standing on 2nd, and he is safe. I guess they missed the tag, as it looked like Reynolds did get the tag. The manager, Jeff Stevens, going to come out and have a chat as to why Vizcaino was not out. It will be officially a fielder's choice. Trying to turn 2 was Nathan Reynolds, 4-3 style, with the tag being the first out, but missed the tag. Now 2 runners in scoring position. Wolf on 3rd. Vizcaino on 2nd. The infield going to be pulled in. So I'll bring up Niles Nygaard. He was 0 for 3 so far with a fly out and 2 strikeouts. First pitch from Pendergast is low for a ball, 1-0. Niles Nygaard has family in town, his parents in to visit. Excited to see their son play out of the University of Washington. 1-0 is a called strike from Pendergast with a changeup, 1-1. Niles Nygaard would love to deliver a hit here in front of his parents to plate 1, possibly 2 more runs for the Miners. Only 1 out in the inning. 1-1 is way inside, had to hop to get out of the way of that pitch. So ahead in the count now is Nygaard, 2-1. Nygaard on the season, as he tried to check his swing and couldn't hold up. Count now 2-2 on him. Nygaard with 3 RBIs on the season so far looking to drive a couple in here. Infield pulled in. 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Goes out of the catcher's glove of Brian Lees, but he makes the tag on the back of the leg of Nygaard, and so he's retired for the third time on strikes in this game. He's now 0 for 4. But unfortunately for the Goldpanners, they now have to face the very hot-hitting Tanner Nishioka. He's 1 for 3, had a double in the third, and then ultimately scored on the Chris Hall RBI triple.
As consistent as Nygaard's been at the plate, it's strange to see.
Ball gets by as it was a fastball. It gets away. Tyler Wolf going to come in and score. Wild pitch from Jonathan Pendergast. As Brian Lees really didn't have a chance at that one. Tried to get to it, bounced once in the dirt, and got all the way to the backstop. Miners get another run here in the bottom of the 6th. They now lead 8-1. So part of the work for Nishioka already done as one of the runs comes in. Vizcaino going to move over to third. Still 2 outs in the inning, though. Infield moving back. So now they just need to get the out at first to get out of the inning. Ball rides inside on Nishioka, and he is a run is going to be allowed to come in. I think it might be a balk from Pendergast, as Nishioka had to get out of the way of the pitch. And manager Jeff Stevens, for the second time in this inning, going to come out. And it was a balk by Pendergast. Vizcaino comes in to score. And now Jeff Stevens going to have a conversation with the base umpire. But in the meantime, Tanner Nishioka has taken 2 balls in this count. And both the runs have already come in to score. A wild pitch by Jonathan Pendergast. And now a balk brings in Vizcaino as well. So now the bases are empty with 2 outs for Tanner Nishioka.
Interesting scenario coming up to the plate, thinking you have an opportunity to drive in 2 runs, and both of them score without you even touching the ball with your bat.
2-0 pitch. And this one's lined up the middle. Base hit for Nishioka, so they would have been driven in anyway. 11th hit of the game for the Miners, 2nd for Nishioka. And that makes the score. So the score still stands at 9-1. Now a runner on base. And that'll bring up J.J. Hancock with 2 outs.
May not have played the other run, but at least one runner would have scored regardless. So an interesting turn of events. Unfortunately for him, not going to get an RBI because of the way that things shook out, but good to see him get another base hit here. Continues his hot tear at the plate.
Hancock comes up swinging, hits it towards right. It's on the line, though, right at Casolado to retire the side. But a wild pitch and a balk score 2 more runs as the Miners keep on plugging away in this one. They now lead 9-1 over the Goldpanners heading to the 7th. When we come back, Kyle Howard will have the play-by-play for the rest of this one. The Miners ahead by 8. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network.
The night is over for Eli Morgan, but he's in good shape to get victory number 4 and lead the league. He has a 9-1 lead as he exits the ball game, going to the top of the 7th inning. And taking over for him on the hill will be Sebastian Valenzuela, who started the year in the rotation, but will be moved to the bullpen where he's done very, very well so far. Overall in the year, 3 games, 2 of those starts were 10 2/3 innings, allowing 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, while striking out 9 and walking 5. Carries a record of 0-0 with a 4.21 earned run average so far this year. Set to lead things off now will be Matt Jolich, who's officially 1 for 3 on the day. Reached an infield bunt hit and came around to score his last time up in the 5th inning. Took the first pitch slider in there for a called strike. Final line on Eli Morgan, 6 innings, faced 27 batters, allowed 1 run. That's the first run he's allowed all season long. About 8 hits, while striking out 5 and walking 2. So pop up straight up in the air to the right side. We'll see he'll take charge. It'll be the second baseman, Caleb Wood, who also checks into the ball game. So 1 man out as Caleb Wood getting some time at second base as he checks in, gets some experience there. Hunter Simmons also checking in at first base in the inning. So with a 9-1 ball game, trying to get some fresh legs in there. Slider misses away. 1 ball, no strike count. So now the batter is sliding this one down the left field line. Does Casolato. Casolato, the left-handed hitter, facing the left-hander in Valenzuela. Here's a pitch. Slider got the outer edge this time. It'll be a 1-2 count on him. Today, Casolato has 2 base hits. He singled the first inning, and I had an infield hit the 3rd inning and reached on a fielder's choice his last time up in the 5th inning. He was left stranded on second base at bat. Chops this one down the first base line. Hunter Simmons fields it, though, but it's in foul ground. So 1-2 count coming on the right fielder, Casolato. Again, your defensive changes here at entering a second base, Caleb Wood, Valenzuela on the hill, and at first base, Hunter Simmons. This one grounded back to Caleb Wood. He fires in time for the out. Wood getting a couple opportunities here defensively as he checks into the game. Back-to-back balls hit right at him. So now it'll be Rene Martinez, who singled and plated the only run so far for this Goldpanners team. That was back in the 5th inning. It was with 2 men out. Laced a singled into right field in front of Chris Hall that would score a run. That was the only run so far that Eli Morgan's are out all year long. Fastball at the belt for a called strike. Rene Martinez behind the count. No balls, 1 strike. Zello 2 times at the plate tonight. He struck out swinging. Here's the 0-1. Slider misses upstairs. It'll be a 1-1 count now. Martinez bats from the right side against the lefty Valenzuela. He's pitching in his 4th ball game of the year. Line drive hit to right center field. Paskowitz racing toward it, but it's going to fall for a base hit in the right center field gap. Paskowitz cuts it off and fires into second baseman Caleb Wood. That's another base hit and consecutive at-bats for Rene Martinez. Hit number 9 of the evening for this Goldpanners team. And now with 2 men out, there's a runner on first base.
Yeah, he's been hitting the ball very well. Unfortunately for the Panners, while the rest of his team has been getting singles, he's been the only one that's been able to drive in one that would plate runs.
Slider in there for a called strike to Brian Lease. Lease 1 for 3 on the day. He singled and reached 3rd base back in the 4th inning. Also flew out to right and flew out to center. Valenzuela will step off the rubber for a second. Now we'll step back on. Lease now going to step out of the batter's box and readjust his batting gloves. 9-1 ball game here with 2 men out here in the top of the 7th inning as Valenzuela comes set. He delivers. Fastball misses away. It'll be a 1-1 count. Valenzuela looking in for the signs with a 1-1 count on him. The outfield and infield both playing straight away with 2 men out. Here's the count. Grounded down the 3rd base line, but going foul as Jed Fagg grabs this one in foul ground. So back to first base goes Brian Lease. And now it'll be 1-1 count, or 1-2 count, excuse me. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Chop to the right side. Dive for Simmons. He can't get to it, but tough play at first base. It's firing. Caleb Wood does. They say he gets there just safe. It says the first base umpire. There's a bang play. Hunter Simmons dove for it toward the second base bag. Fielding him behind it was Caleb Wood, and covering at first base was the first base. There was a pitcher, Valenzuela, did get there in time though. An infield hit credited to Brian Lease. That's his second hit of the night. That'll be Austin Bush with runners on first and second, 2 men out. Ben Taylor not happy with it. He's going to come out and talk with the umpire, first base umpire here. Still arguing his case over there, thinking the inning should be over. Asking for an explanation, but I don't know if the call doesn't appear that it's going to change as he heads back to the dugout. So it'll still be runners on first and second as Ben Taylor heads back to the dugout. 2 men out here in the 7th inning. It's 9-1. The Miners are on top here at Herman Brothers Field. Kyle Howard and Kevin Peel here with you tonight. Thanks for joining on this July the 4th. Thanks for spending it with us. So now it'll be Bush stepping to the plate. Slider on the outside edge for a called strike. It's a 0-1 count. Bush looking to drive home the second, possibly third runs of the night for this Goldpanners team. They scored their only run back in the 5th. Here's a pitch. Slider laced right at Jed Fag. He makes the scoop right on the dirt. There's a looping ball that seemed like it might get over his head, but then dropped suddenly into his glove. So that's how the third out will end here in the 7th inning. It's stretch time here at Herman Brothers Field, and Miners have a 9-1 lead. They look to add to it when we come back. This is the Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Seventh inning stretch is brought to you by the proud ladies at the Cindy Heel Allstate Insurance Agency, located at mile 3 of the Palmer-Wasilla Highway at Midtown Estates. Where you're in good hands, ours. Give us a call or stop in anytime. Cindy, Kelsey, Julie, and Sky are ready to be your trusted advisors. Go Miners! We enter the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Miners have already plated 9 runs. They lead at 9-1 as Jed Fag digs in. First pitch curveball misses inside from Pendergast. Pendergast, the big tall righty from San Diego, California. Throws a fastball low. It'll be a 2-0 count on him now. Jed on the day has been hit by a pitch twice. Would certainly like to avoid that one this time if he can. Also came around to score back in the 5th inning. So he chops this one on the third base side. Third baseman Jones will have a hard time with it. He'll field and throw across the infield. See how they score that? They'll score that, I believe, an error on Jones. They do score an error on Jones. The ball kind of ate up Jones at third base, hit right at him, but had a hard time dealing with it. So Jed Fag reaches on an error to start the inning. First error charge for either team in this one, and it comes here in the bottom of the 7th inning, the first batter of the inning, as Jed Fag stands on first for Chris Hall. Chris Hall having a monstrous night at the plate also. A single, a triple, and a hit batsman. Also scored a run back in the 2nd inning and drove in a run the triple. He grounds a first pitch at the second baseman, Nathan Reynolds. He fires in time for the out at first. Advancing to second base is Jed Fag. The ball hit so sharply and Jed Fag running on the pitch that there's really no play at second base to get the out. So Jed Fag advances on the ground ball and the fielder's choice there. And now the top of the order turned over to Brick Paskowitz. Brick has singled twice today in this ball game and also reached on a fielder's choice. Flew out to left field and has scored twice tonight. 2 of the 9 runs the Miners have. Fastball misses outside for a ball. It's a 1-0 count to Brick. Drove a run home his last at bat with a single with 2 outs. Fastball gets the outer edge this time. A 1-1 count. As Tyler Wolf stands on deck, he's also scored 2 runs in this ballgame. Top of the order doing a lot of damage tonight. So lefty Paskowitz awaiting the 1-1 from the righty Pendergast. Here it comes. Fastball misses way away and down low. So now a 2-1 count on the center fielder Paskowitz with Jed Fag standing on second base. Brick waving his bat around, awaiting the 2-1 from Pendergast. The delivery. Change up this time misses low. It'll be a 3-1 count on Brick Paskowitz now. Brick taps the plate with his bat and awaits the 3-1. The pitch. Fastball upstairs. On to first base will go Brick Paskowitz with a walk. So now 2 base runners on with 1 man out. The infield will move to double play depth. The outfield will stay straight away. But it's for Tyler Wolf, who's been seeing the ball very well of recent. Today, 1 for 2 officially. Reached on a walk and a hit batsman as well. Scored again 2 of those 9 runs the Miners have. Paskowitz and Wolf have scored combined 4 of the 9 runs. First pitch to Wolf. Pops straight up in the air, down the right field line, giving chase for it and foul ground and making the catch on a long run. And foul ground goes the right fielder Castellato. Heading back to second base is Jed Fag. Both runners have to retreat there.
Very tough play for Castellato there. Was moving pretty horizontally with the foul line, then all of a sudden had to come up quickly towards first base and make the catch. That was a tough ball to track. He was more towards the right center field gap. Nicely done.
First pitch of Vizcaíno now is a changeup in there for a called strike. Vance having a nice night at the plate as well for himself. 2 hits and 3 at-bats officially. Also reached on a walk and also scored 2 runs himself. Here's the 0-1 to him. It gets down in the dirt. It goes back to the screen now. Stopping at third base is Jed Fag, and rounding second, staying there is Paskowitz. So a wild pitch from Pendergast goes back to the screen, puts 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs now for Vance Vizcaíno. 2 ducks on the pond for him, trying to drive them both home. The 1-1 pitch from Pendergast. Here's the delivery. Line drive right back into the mitt of Pendergast. I don't think it could have been more of a bad break for Vizcaíno than that right there. Ball literally hit right at the finish point of Pendergast, right into his glove, and that's how the inning will end. So 2 runners left stranded on second and third, and no runs come across the score. The Miners do get 2 base runners, though. As we head to the top of the 8th inning, it's 9-1 Miners right here in your Matsu Miners Radio Network. Looking for ways to get closer to the Valley's team? Now you can. Like the Matsu Miners page on Facebook. You can follow them on Twitter also, at ABL Miners. Get more connected to your Miners today. Leading off the inning will be the shortstop, Spencer Nielsen. Takes a first pitch slider on the outside edge for a called strike. It's an 0-1 count on him. Today, Nielsen is 0 for 3 officially, reached on a fielder's choice back in the fourth. Also struck out swing and flew out to right field. The 0-1 pitch down low in the dirt for a ball. 1-1 to him now. Nielsen at Concordia University at Irvine. Check swing. Did he go around? The answer is no, says the umpires. 2-1 the count here. Here's the wind in the 2-1. Fastball in. And it'll be a 3-1 count now. So now 3-1 count on the native of Lakeside, California. Here's the pitch. It's ball 4 low and a fastball. On to first base goes Nielsen. It's the second time he's reached tonight. Again, once on a fielder's choice and here on a walk. So now a no-out base runner to start the inning. That brings up the left fielder, Nate Verlin.
Third walk issued by Miners pitching today.
This one lined to left field, but pretty much right at the left fielder, Vizcaíno. He has to move back a couple steps, then move in a few more. So out number 1 here as retreating to first base goes Nielsen. 1 pitch, 1 out here for Valenzuela. And now it'll be Malik Jones, who has singled, walked, and flown out to left field tonight. Here's the pitch to him. Slap foul toward the Miners' dugout. 0-1 on him. Malik, a native of Palmdale, California. He's ready and awaiting the 0-1 pitch now. Here's the pitch. Slider hit right back to the mound. The fire on to second one. On to first, and that's a double play. Score that a 1-6-3 double play to end the inning. Valenzuela battles back after allowing a leadoff base runner. Does not allow him to advance past first base. So we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, 9-1 Miners, right here in your Matsu Miners Radio Network. Want to learn more about your Matsu Miners? Visit their website at www.matsuminers.org. It provides you with schedules, stats, rosters, upcoming events, and more. MatsuMiners.org, the official website of the Matsu Miners. So now Matt DiOrio stands in, who's had a big night at the plate so far. He's a first pitch low for a ball. DiOrio singled and doubled, has driven in 3 runs his first 2 plate appearances. Since has struck out and grounded out to the second baseman, a fielder's choice. Swings and misses at a fastball here. Now a 1-1 count. It's Caleb Wood, who entered the game defensively, will stand on deck. Here's a pitch. Down low for a ball, gets away and goes back to the screen. But a 2-1 count now. Tall righty Pendergast will wind and fire. Fastball upstairs misses. It'll be a 3-1 count now on DiOrio. Now the 3-1. Slap foul and back out of play. It'll be a full count coming now on DiOrio. The foul ball or home run does damage to your car. Visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. The payoff pitch is driven in the left center field gap. That's going to get down between the left fielder Verlin and Jelic. Make that. On to second base, sliding, and in there on the throw is DiOrio. That's a double. And that's how things will start. A 3-2 pitch, line in the left center field gap for a double. Make that the second of the night for DiOrio. So 3 hits for him. He continues to tear the ball at the plate.
And they are just nailing the gaps right now with their hitting. The outfielders for the Goldpanners tonight have been running all over the place because the Miners have been hitting the ball in such great spots all night.
First pitch to Caleb Wood, misses away. This is his first plate appearance. So you enter the game back in the 6th inning defensively, or the 7th inning, make that. Here's a 1-0 to him. Pop foul and back out of play. It'll be a 1-1 count. Hunter Simmons, who also checked into the game defensively for Tanner Nishioka, stands on deck. (9-1) Miners lead here, and Caleb Wood trying to make it a 10-1 lead. Here's the pitch. Popped up in a short right field, giving chase toward the right center field gap now is Castellato. Castellato makes the catch out there. That's out number 1 here in the inning as DiOrio stays at second base. That'll bring up Hunter Simmons looking for his first plate appearance now.
And really, in talking about the Miners hitting and being able to hit the gaps, that has really become a theme for them. That was something that early in the season, the first few games, they were really hitting the ball at people a lot, but that has finally stopped, and they've been able to find the gaps a lot better as we've neared the more midpoint of the season.
As a fastball misses low in the dirt for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Pendergast comes set, looks back. DiOrio at second, now a deliver. Slap foul to the screen. It'll be a 1-1 count. J.J. Hancock awaiting on deck. Miners up 9-1. They have 9 runs on 12 hits, no errors. 1 run, 10 hits, 1 error for the Goldpanners. We're in the bottom of the 8th here. As Jonathan Pendergast wheels and deals, he delivers a curveball that misses upstairs for a ball. 2-1 count on Hunter Simmons. Simmons coming into this game at 167 clip with an RBI and 2 doubles on the year. Like to plate another RBI here with the base hit. Pendergast comes set. Now he delivers home. Fastball inside. 3-1 count on him now. The righty Hunter Simmons stands against the righty Pendergast in a 3-1 count with 1 out here in the 8th. Here's a pitch. Fastball misses low and away, and on to first base will go Hunter Simmons with a walk.
Now batting, your catcher, number 5.
Simmons, that's the 5th walk he's taken this year. That'll bring up J.J. Hancock, the catcher. J.J. looking for his first hit of the night also.
Well, it doesn't show in the box score, but he's had a couple big rips in the 3rd and 6th inning with flyouts. 0 for 4.
So chopped into the dirt. So 0-1 count on Hancock. Hancock, as you mentioned, did hit the ball pretty solidly, and he has a lot of pop. The 0-1 pitch, here it is. Fastball misses away. It'll be a 1-1 count. Tomorrow the Miners will have a 4 p.m. showdown with the Anchorage Bucks here. Miners defeating them 2-1 just the other night on Thursday night. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Hancock. It's hit well to deep right field, backing up on it, and making a catch on the warning track is the right fielder Casalato. Both runners will have to retreat here. The 5th time that Hancock's put the ball in play very, very solidly, but unfortunately for him, nothing to show for it.
And that time, that one really hopped out of the bat. Off the bat, the way it was looking, we almost thought it had a chance to clear because he clocked that one pretty good to right field. Almost back to the warning track. Casalato had to get to it, but he did in time.
So now with 2 outs, the batter is Jed Fagg as the pitch taken in there for a called strike at the knees. Jed has reached base 3 times tonight. He was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd, also hit by a pitch in the 5th inning and came around to score. His last time up with reach on an error. Fastball down the dirt. Nice stop there by the catcher, Brian Lease. Nearly got back to the screen. So both Simmons and DiOrio will have to stay put. 1-1 the count. 2 men out here in the 8th inning. 9-1 Miners. Here's a pitch. Curveball inside. Misses. 2-1 count on him. So the righty-righty matchup here in the 8th inning. The 2-1 pitch. Here's a delivery now. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the 784 fans rooting for their Matsu Miners this evening. That is the turnout of this event tonight, and nice showing tonight here on hand again as the Miners lead at 9-1. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Curveball misses away. There's Kendall Ford of Wasilla tonight at the ballpark also. A couple of vehicles out on the way into the ballpark tonight. It was a nice scene there. They're trying to get rid of a couple of vehicles out there, and if you're interested, go check them out for a vehicle out there as he's rung up looking on a fastball at the knees. Jed Fagg not happy with the call, but we'll head back to the dugout as that's strike 3 to end the inning. So we will head to the 9th inning, last roundup time for the Goldpanners. They trail at 9-1 to the Miners. We'll have that for you next, right here in your Matsu Miners Radio Network. Nathan Reynolds will lead things off here in the top of the 9th inning. The Miners lead at 9-1. 1 run, 10 hits, 1 error for the Alaska Goldpanners. 9 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Matsu Miners this evening. Valenzuela ready to do work for his 3rd inning here. Delivers a slider up and in for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. If Valenzuela is able to work an easy inning here, he could earn his long inning save. Be a 3-inning qualification that he was able to get here without allowing any runs. So a slap foul and out of play down the first base line. A 1-1 count. We saw Kyle Simons pick one of those up earlier in the year in Anchorage when the Miners won a 6-3 battle with the Bucks. As Valenzuela, the lefty, looking in with the righty, and Nathan Reynolds, here's a pitch. Slider with a lot of movement on it this time. Gets the outer edge for a called strike, and now Reynolds behind the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Reynolds 1 for 3 on the day. Singled and reached 2nd in that at-bat. Also struck out looking and grounded to the pitcher. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Foul back to the screen, and it'll be a 1-2 count again. Reynolds, the second baseman for this Goldpanners team tonight. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Popped up down the first base line. That'll be going out of play as well. So 1-2 again will go. The foul ball or home run does damage to your car. Visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Valenzuela ready with the 1-2 pitch. It's a swing and a miss and a slider outside. He got him swinging. That's out number 1 here in the top of the ninth, and the Miners are 2 outs away from getting out of here with another victory. So now that'll be Matt Jelilich. Matt, the leadoff hitter in this lineup tonight. It was 9, 1, and 2 in the order in this inning. Jelilich grounded up to the first baseman his first time up, and reached on a fielder's choice in the third. Also reached an infield bunt in the fifth, and come around to score as he takes a pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on him. Last time up would pop up to the second baseman. Here's a slider that misses away. It'll be a 2-0 count now from Valenzuela. It's outfield and infield will both stand straight away here in Palmer, Alaska. Here's a 2-0. Fastball in. It'll be a 3-0 count from Valenzuela. Fans and the kids out there enjoying their baseball game out there. The Miners with a 9-1 lead here. Fastball gets the inner edge. A lot of kids receiving gifts from the Miners in Wasilla today in the parade. Giving out free tickets to tonight's ball game and also some schedules for them. Swing and a miss on a fastball as Valenzuela blows it past him. 3-ball, 2-strike count now to Jelilich. Here's the wind and delivery. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging. Jelilich gets ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes, and Valenzuela fires back with 3 more consecutive strikes. And he gets a strikeout, 2 to back-to-back strikeouts swinging here in the 9th inning, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Brian Casalato. Fastball in for a ball. It'll be a 1-0 count. Casalato is singled twice tonight. Once in the infield version. That was in the 3rd inning. And also singled his first time up. But has reached 3 times as well. A fielder's choice in the 5th inning. And he takes a fastball upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. 9-1 Miners. Valenzuela delivers. It's fouled back to the screen here and a fastball. So now a 2-1 count on the number 2 hitting right fielder and Casalato. Here's the wind, the 2-1. Line drive up the middle. It's going to fall, though, right in front of the second base bag. Fielding and throwing on the infield grass for the out is Caleb Wood. The Miners take this one tonight 9-1. A nice pitching performance for Eli Morgan on the hill. He gets win number 4. He will lead the league in that category now in wins. Right behind him is teammate Calvin LeBron, who got a win on Thursday night. But the Miners improved that stellar record now from 16-4 to 17-4 overall. And the division record now at 15-4. Their ABL record make that. So now they continue to play very, very good baseball so far, Kevin. And tonight you see both sides of the ball hitting with their 9 runs on 12 hits and also on the mound with just allowing that 1 run.
Yeah, they really came to play today. They really hit the ball super well from top to bottom. This was very similar to that 13-2 game that they were able to play a couple games ago. That last home game against the Chinooks that they played on Monday. And, for losing 3 games to the Pilots this year, this is a team that's really come out in their past 2 home games and has asserted themselves with 22 runs now in that span, 30 hits, And these guys are really starting to find their home here in Palmer. And it's a spacious park, a park in which these gaps can be very friendly when you're hitting the ball well. And this is once again the case tonight, that they are really able to take advantage of Dylan Moran, who was struggling tonight. Only one error out of the Panners so far tonight. So the Miners really, too, that shows more impressively, even better than that Monday game against the Chinooks when they had 7 errors. Still, the Miners hitting paced that victory as well. But in this one, it was all in all the Miners hitting. The second time we've seen a team this year get 10 hits and not score very many runs. Of course, the Miners on June 18th against the division rival of the Panners, the Peninsula Oilers, had 13 or 14 hits in their 2-1 victory. But tonight, the Panners were only able to get 1 run, and they had 10 hits. So a good performance for the Miners today. They come out and they get a good job done from the plate, and led again by Eli Morgan, who had a fantastic performance, and Valenzuela comes in, gets the save.
That they do is a nice hitting performance both ways tonight. And 12 hits now. You talk about a team that just a couple nights ago, or the last 3 nights against the Chinooks, were able to put up 23 runs and 29 hits. They held pretty, not scoreless, but not customary to those 3 nights at least. They get 2 runs, 6 hits the other night, but still get the win then. Now you see them win a 9-1 ball game tonight, and you see them win a different variety again. So it's impressive to see them win in a variety of ways so far this year, and they continue just to find ways to win regardless. And it's encouraging to see every night for this Miners team. But that will step us into the Napa Auto Parts post-game show now. We'll have the skipper, Ben Taylor, here in a bit. Also a player of the game on the way. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have that for you in just a moment. You listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome into the post-game show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Kyle Howard here with you, and we have the player tonight, Matt DiOrio. How you doing, Matt?
I'm good. Nice to have you. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Glad to have you on here. It's a fantastic night at the plate again. You continue to tear it up. How you feeling out there?
Good. Working with BT, working with some of the guys. Just trying to be more consistent out there. Talked to BT a couple of days ago, and that's what he wanted to see more out of me, be more consistent, squaring some more balls up, and we're working.
Sure. That's a good start to the game for you guys. 3 runs to start the game. The first 4 would all reach on hits, or at least a walk. Sorry, Tyler Wolf reached on a walk also, but you would get the double to bring in 2 runs. And I know you weren't here last year for the top of the World Series, but a lot of Miners fans probably a little bitter taste in their mouth with the Goldpanners sweeping that. How's that feel to jump out on them early and to get the 3-run leader in the first inning and obviously win 9-1 tonight?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, we had a great lineup. The guys in front of me, they got on, they did what they needed to do, and I just tried to do what I can as a 4-hitter and get them in. Do whatever it takes to win the game. Eli threw a great game today. He threw fantastic, and he's been doing really well for us. And it's awesome to have a guy that's going to really give you an opportunity to win. And we know as a lineup, if we get a couple runs, we'll be all right because we got some great pitching.
And now over 10 RBIs at the plate this year. How well do you feel like you're seeing the ball right now? You've been hitting the ball, putting the ball in play a lot recently. How well has it been for you so far?
Good. I mean, seeing the ball all right. I mean, that's one thing I was trying to. For this summer, was a goal is not to strike out as much, so just putting the ball in and play as much as they can. And BT always harps on that, putting the ball in play, make them make the plays, and if they do, tip your hat to them. But yeah, it's.
And as a catcher, I'm sure you've caught Eli Morgan quite a bit as well. Since you've been here, he allowed his first run of the season in 23 and 2/3 innings pitched. Have you ever seen something like that at the start of a year where it's like pitcher's not allowed to run in 23 and 2/3 innings pitched?
I haven't. I mean, that guy's a competitor. You always see him in the dugout, really locking in. And, caught him in the bullpens, and he's always working. Caught him the other day. Caught his bullpen, and he really works hard, and he deserves it. So, he's a great pitcher, and he's going to have a lot of success.
Perfect. Thanks so much for joining us on the postgame show. Matt DiOrio's first go around with this. So I'm sure if he continues to hit the ball the way he is at the plate this year, he'll be up here quite a bit. So hopefully you get used to this up here. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Matt, again.
Thank you.
In just a second, we'll have the skipper, Ben Taylor, up here. The Miners won at 9-1 over the Goldpanners tonight. We'll be back in just a moment. You'll listen to Matsu Miners Baseball, the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Welcome back into the Napa Auto Parts post-game show. I'm joined with the skipper, Ben Taylor. How you feeling tonight, Skip?
Feeling good. I'm feeling good. We won the game.
That's good. Now 17-4 on the season, 15-4 in ABL play. Have you ever in your managerial career been a part of this hot of a start from a team?
Yep, 2012.
And so continuing on here very nicely, you saw on this game a lot of guys hitting the ball, 12 hits from you tonight, 3 more out of Matt DiOrio and Vance Vizcaino, the middle of your order, top to bottom. Even J.J. Hancock, who went 0 for 5 today, was hitting the cover off of the ball. What can you say about this hitting right now?
Well, the guys are locked in, and they're working hard. There's a lot of guys coming out early, getting their extra work in, and, it was just a matter of time. Guys got comfortable with the wood bat, and, when really good players get comfortable, and their confidence level gets high, good things happen.
And after a bit of a struggle offensively in your first few home games, How about 22 runs on 30 hits in your past 2 home games? Got to feel really good about that, and the guys settling in at home as well.
Yeah, it's a testament to the hard work the guys are putting in. And, I mean, we played a lot of games on the road, so it's not as much we weren't, playing well at home. It's just kind of getting used to it. And I think we got, like a 5-game homestand here?
5 more.
It's kind of nice for us to play in front of the home crowd.
And so today, kind of lost in the shuffle, your starting pitcher, Eli Morgan, who pitched another dandy of a game, 6 innings, only gave up 1 run. The hit numbers inflated, but the thing is that he was able to pitch around those hits very effectively.
1-out singles are not gonna. 1-out singles don't hurt you. And we turned a couple of double plays behind him, and there was one where we didn't turn. I mean, guys did a good job behind him, and Eli's a really good arm for us. We know every time he takes him out, we got a chance to win.
It was a tight scoring game on Thursday when you guys defeated the Anchorage Bucks to move to 2-0 against them on the season. You play them for the first time here at Herman Brothers tomorrow at 4 p.m. Okay. How do you feel about that one?
I feel good. I always feel good. I like our team. I love baseball, so it really doesn't matter. It's fun to play whoever, and you always know you're going to get a good game in the ABL. Everybody's a really good team, and everybody's going to compete, and it's just another exciting day here up in Palmer, Alaska.
Very good.
Thanks, buddy.
How are we doing?
Good.
Very good. All right. That was the skipper, Ben Taylor. We will be right back to wrap it up here in just a moment. You're listening to the Napa Auto Parts Postgame Show. Welcome back one final time to Herman Brothers Field, where the Miners win their 2nd in a row at home and 3rd in a row overall, the 2nd time in a row in very impressive fashion. Just talking to the skipper, Ben Taylor, about the 22 runs on 30 hits in the past 2 games is something that he is very happy about. The comfort level is really high for this Miners team right now at their home ballpark, and it also helps when you're also a 1-loss team on the road. They had a great start on the road, 12-1 so far this season. They're 3 of their 4 losses coming at home, but this was a spot that they were kind of slow at to start the year with these home games, but they are really starting to find the sweet spots of this park.
Really, if you're able to score 22 runs on 30 hits, I'd call it the friendly confines. That's what they've been able to do the last 2 times they've been here at least, but it doesn't really seem to matter where they play this year so far. They're undefeated and okay here. They've played there a few times this year, and they've won every single time they're gone there. I can't really explain the losses with the Pilots because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense given the fact that they were able to win every game there. But you know what? You win some, you lose some in baseball. So you go out there and get them every night. But the Miners seem to be swinging the bat very well at home. So I think they found their stride now. That again with 12 hits tonight, they're back on track against a team that a guy at an ERA around 3 coming in. So they raised his ERA up to 5.14 tonight. They get 3 runs in the first inning. The first 4 guys would reach base, 3 of them with base hits. So you've got to like the way they're swinging the bats right now, and they're starting to figure things out offensively. And obviously, Eli Morgan continues to dominate on the hill, so it's been a good start for him as well. And he just that first run allowed. So I honestly have never seen a pitcher work 23 and 2/3 innings to start a year without allowing a run. I think we've finally seen that with Eli Morgan this year. So there's a lot of positives to take away from this game tonight.
And so they'll be back at it tomorrow. They'll face the Anchorage Bucks, who they're 2-0 on the season. Both games are at Mulcahy Stadium. The one on Thursday night was a really close scoring game, 2-1 being that final score. But going to be a different guy on the hill other than Aaron Soto in that game. He had a very, very effective start, going 8 innings, giving up just 2 runs, but earning his first loss of the year in a game where the Miners didn't have their best bats. Calvin LeBrun really wasn't even as solid, and that's crazy to say because he gave up only 1 run in 6 2/3 innings and pitched well, but he maybe just didn't quite have the edge on his pitches that he had in his first several starts last night. Still goes 6 2/3, great innings, and wins that contest. Now you look towards a Bucks offense that has been struggling so far. What are we looking at tomorrow night there, Kyle?
I think you're looking at another nice pitching performance by the Miners again, and a team that's they've really proven they can beat anybody. They beat Connor Menezes. Yes, they got shut out 2-0 by him last week, but they'd already beaten him once coming into it. So that shows you they can beat him. That also showed they could beat Aaron Soto, who is arguably coming into maybe the best pitcher in the league by some standards. I'd say that, but Miners came out there and beat him as well. They beat Menezes, they beat Soto. Probably the 2 pitchers, possibly the 2 best pitchers they faced this year. They beat them both. So it shows you that they're able to put enough offense out there behind the great pitching they've had so far to get out there and get a victory. And I expect the same thing to repeat with the Bucks here tomorrow evening. Make that a 4:00 start. And another crossover game here, the ANL division coming here for tomorrow night's game with the American League here. But that should be a good matchup again. The Miners 2-0 against them, and the Bucks are hungry, looking for another win. So again, that American League, a wide open division right now, so it's very competitive here. And obviously the National League not won yet, but the Miners continue to roll, and they continue to roll like this. It's going to be very tough for the 2 teams behind them to catch up. Now 15-4 in ABL play.
And looking at the rest of the scores, going through some of the finals that are really big keynote games for the Miners. In this one, the Oilers down in the peninsula in Kenai winning 2-1 over division rival of the Miners, the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Pilots winning a non-league game against the Bucks. So that one 4-3. The next game will be starting right now, and they are playing early on in that second game in Anchorage. But those not really weighing any merits in terms of the national standings or the conference standings. But you look at it, this has been a really rough week for the Bucks. They're right now 1-4, losing that game to the Miners. They've lost 3 to the Pilots. Their one win was 1-0. They were only able to scratch out 3 runs. And so that's a Bucks team that offensively still trying to wake up. And you look at now the personal division standings, the Pilots have been winning these games but not been gaining any ground because they've been non-league games against the Bucks. They still stand at 7-10 and now 7 games back in the division. The Chinooks dropping that one, fall to 500 once again in the division, 10-10 in ABL play, 5.5 back. And you also look at not only 5.5 back, but trailing in the season series 1-7 against the Miners. So this is a Miners team right now that just continues to pull out in front and really asserting itself as the best team in this league.
And I think with the theme with the fireworks, the Miners continue to put up fireworks. And here on the 4th of July, it's we're getting closer to the end of the season now. Each night continues to progress toward that route, and the Miners have a 5.5 game lead on the second place Chinooks, which is the largest lead they've had all season long. So things continue to look up for them, and time's running out for the Chinooks and Pilots. I will say that they've got to catch pace, but it's hard to do when the Miners keep winning 9 in and 9 out, 5 in a row now. The Miners have won, so Miners aren't making it easy on anybody. I will say, at 15-4 in the ABL, 17-4 overall. It's really tough to keep pace with them. And I'm sure there's a lot of frustration going on for even when those teams do win a couple of games here and there.
And the 2-time defending Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks are now 4-9 and in the cellar of this American League division as the Oilers gain another game on them today. That's going to wrap it up for tonight, but stay tuned. Tomorrow's game at 4 p.m., the Bucks visiting the Mat-Su Miners. Pregame, the Napa Auto Parts pregame show will be starting at 3:45 as it is Alaska Club Day at the ballpark. Expecting another nice crowd. We had 784 here for Kendall Ford Day tonight. On July 4th, the fireworks go in the favor of the Mat-Su Miners as they win it by a final score of 9-1. For my partner, Kyle Howard, I'm Kevin Peel, and until tomorrow, we will talk to you then. Have a good night.